Okay, you guys. So I just want to apologize. My internet connection totally wonked out on me. I have no idea what happened. I don't know. Maybe I think I was giving Tim Walz a little too much love. I was like, because I love Tim Walz. I love singing about the guy. And let me be a big fan of Tim Walz, you know. And sadly, yeah. My internet totally went down on me. It was weird. But we're back. We're live. We're large. We're in charge. And we're here. We're ready. We're pretty. So sorry about that, you guys. I have zero clue what happened. It's like we were live for only like, how many minutes were we even live for? That went only on like yeah, we were only live for like 21 minutes and 19 seconds, and then my internet just totally cut out on me, man. Yeah, I think that basically, yeah, fate stepped in and said, please stop this. This is so cringy. You're going to regret this. It's gross. But no, I love Tim Walz. I do think he's ridiculous. And I think that so my internet connection went down on me. It is raining quite heavily. Nate Dogg says, thought a bum broke in. What happened? You praising too? Dude, I think God got mad. I think God got pissed. I really think that God got pissed and said, you're not getting any more internet. Dude, my internet, like right as I was singing that song, it cut out, dude. Like my internet just stopped working. And it was funny because like, I made sure everything was good. Honestly, it's raining right now, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do have intermittent internet issues. Usually it's fine though when it rains, but sometimes on rare occasions when I'm live streaming, something like that could happen. Now, if it happens again, obviously I'm just going to reset my entire router and modem. But yeah, so we're doing part 2. It's basically the same live stream. We're just continuing where we left off from part 1. I was singing about Tim Walz, but now I'm afraid to talk. I'm afraid to sing about my love of Tim Walz now. I'm afraid to sing about how much I love him because I'm afraid that like maybe my ISP was like, nope, enough internet for you, dude. Enough internet for you, bro. My internet service provider was like, screw you. How dare you talk about Tim Walz and love on him? Look, can't a man love another man? What is wrong with a man loving another man? And what if I love Trump and Walz? Huh? Tell me that. What if I love Trump and Tim Walz? What's wrong with that? Can't I be bi? I want to be bi-presidential, okay? My goal right now is to be bi-presidential, all right? Is that so much to ask? Am I asking a lot? Am I being too much of a diva? Some of you would say yes. Some of you would say, no, Mike, keep glazing. Keep glazing your boy Tim Walz. You know you love Tim. There's nothing wrong with loving Tim Walz and loving Trump, all right? I'm just one man. I'm just one man who happens to be a fan of Tim Walz. I can't help it. And I can't help myself. But no, thank you guys for double tapping the screen. If you guys can, though, make sure you guys double tap the screen to like the stream one more time. Double tap the screen to like the stream. We're trying to get to 100 likes in the next, 10 minutes. So let's try to get to 100 likes in 10 minutes. Double tap the screen to like the stream. It really does help. We're a smaller channel. I do have kind of a smaller you-know-what, and it kind of sucks. I'm a tiny man. I will sing brony-approved songs, okay? I will talk about the Pink Brony Club. I heard you want me to be gay, but I can't ignore my... I will sing brony-approved songs. We're going to talk about bronies, okay? We're brones. We're brony bros, dude. You're a pink brony bro.
President Trump is turning up the heat on Iran amid a possible new round of peace talks. So the president...
With no clear objectives and no exit plan. We need to call that what it is. That's fascism.
That fascism. Oh, God. Tim Walz pisses me off, dude.
At least it's fascist curious.
Fascist curious? Well, I think, dude, let's keep going.
From a nation that is in crisis.
So pathetic.
I'm not going to sugarcoat the gravity of what we face right now in the United States. This is the most significant threat to American democracy since the Civil War. Donald Trump in our country is trying to end our democracy.
No, he's not.
California
well, first off, we're not a democracy. We're a constitutional representative republic. Quit calling it a democracy. Second, it's important to realize that democracies on a larger scale are actually a bad thing, and it's good that we have a representative republic. So stop calling it a democracy. Come on, man. E.T. is wanting some tomorrow's teachings. Not yet, dude. Not yet.
Democrat Ro Khanna says America has lost all moral credibility to a regime that murders its own people.
Nobody wants to listen to Ro Khanna. Nobody wants to listen to my boy Ro Khanna. All right? Nobody's interested in what Ro Khanna has to say. Ro Khanna's a chud. He's anti-Trump. I mean, if you want to be anti-Trump, that's fine. But I'm not going to listen to what this guy has to say. Why should I? It's too early. Tomorrow's teachings is more of a... Tomorrow's teachings is something that we typically watch at the end of the show, normally. And that's the way it should be. Oh, shit, really? Let's see what Tim Smith is saying here.
Tim Smith 4118 says, Martin Shkreli said Major Eric Swalwell type allegations about to drop against Ro Khanna.
Shit. Oh, man. That's wild, dude. It doesn't surprise me, though. I don't trust Ro Khanna. I don't trust that guy, bro.
People in the streets.
The enriched uranium is still there. We have a more hardline regime there. Khamenei Jr. actually wants to develop nuclear weapons. Does anyone believe that we actually have more leverage over the Strait of Hormuz? We have less.
Nate Dogg says, isn't this show the end of the last show? The beginning of this show is kind of the end of the last show, sure. But that was technical difficulties, though. Technical difficulties don't count. The reason the previous live ended was because of technical difficulties. That's why. I'm still keeping the original episode up just because it needs to be there. Part 2. I heard you want me to be gay, but I can't ignore these sleazy visions of me in Coos Bay. And I heard that there's a messed up place where all my brony bros want a cream pie in my face. I can't believe it, man. I can't believe it. Oh, but I feel it when you sing to me. All the while you were in front of me, I never realized. I just can't believe I didn't see it in your eyes. I didn't see it. I can't believe it. Oh, but I feel it when you sing to me. All right, let's keep going.
China has more influence in Iran, and we've lost our entire moral credibility.
All right, Greg, can I go to you first about Walz
Oh, man, Ro Khanna's just bitching, dude. Ro Khanna is bitching.
and Murphy being in Barcelona?
It's Barcelona. Barcelona. That's the
Barcelona. Oh, my God.
correct way of saying
correct.
it. Comes naturally to Walz.
Greenland. How you say it? Greenland.
Walz goes to a foreign country to bash the president of the United States, and he's the only governor in American history to have his state conquered by pirates.
That's a good one, Greg. I like that. Greg's a stud, dude. I love Greg Gutfeld.
Think about it. I mean, it's like
It's a hot man.
he is the last guy anybody should listen to. He's like a teenager that goes on a message board to like Reddit or something to bash Sydney Sweeney. It's therapy for the unpopular. The reason why he gets a warm embrace there is because they don't know what he's done. The only way
They don't know about all the crap that he did in Minnesota. Yeah, so he can go to a country like Spain and be like, yeah, you guys don't know half of the crap that I did. You guys don't know you guys don't know how poorly run Minnesota is, thank God. Or else you wouldn't be listening to me at all.
he can get any recognition is if they don't recognize him. Who is this guy?
It's funny. I can recognize incompetence a mile away, and Tim Walz just exudes incompetence. Now, granted, he's probably competent in other areas of life, but he definitely should not be a politician. There are some guys that just should never, and I mean never, have any power. Tim Walz is one of those guys that just shouldn't have power because I believe he abuses it. I really do. I believe that Tim Walz is one of those guys that I just think abuses power to no end. And you guys may not agree with that statement, but I think it's about right. Let's go, dude.
Guy, they don't like Trump. He doesn't like Trump. That's okay. Again, it's a Trump alignment problem. If Walz goes abroad to bash Trump, he's also bashing America because he's the agent for America, and he's seeking out an audience that actually appreciates it.
Yeah, see, everybody in Minnesota wants him to resign as the governor. He won't do it. He's not running again. But yeah, fucking A, dude. I love Tim Walz. It's true.
He is, in effect, a traitor. But
Do you guys want to see if my internet connection dies again? Do you guys want me to sing the Tim Walz song? And if my internet connection dies, I find there's a correlation to that. Correlation in this instance equals causation. I love Tim Walz. It's true. He is so great. I want him to be the president in 2028. Tim Walz, he is super great. I love Tim Walz. I love Tim Walz. I love Tim Walz. I love Tim Walz. I frickin' do. I love Tim Walz. It's true.
we already knew that. Now,
Okay, my internet connection seems to be stable. I was so afraid, dude. I was so afraid to sing the Tim Walz song. I had to finish it, though. I had to do it for all my brony bros, okay? I think he's cool, and he's pretty cute. I love Tim Walz all day. Man, that doesn't make me gay.
I will defend Democrats because they are the opposition party, and you really only have one role, opposition. This is why when we talk about how politically divided we are, it's true, but it's also kind of baked in, the system. You can't expect the Dems to embrace the Republicans when the Dems aren't in power. That's how it works. However, you do expect fierce opposition with a measure of responsibility. If there are two boxers in the ring, there's an agreement one isn't going to enter the ring with a switchblade. But they've decided that Hitler or Trump is Hitler. Therefore, you can suspend the rules. You can
Yeah, it's funny. They call Trump. Here's the thing. The reason that they call Donald Trump Hitler is not because he's anything like Hitler. It's because they hate him. And if you hate something, you just call what the left's logic is this. If you hate something, all you have to do is call it Nazi or Hitler. That is how the left works. If you hate something, you call it Nazi or Hitler, and then when you establish that they're a Nazi or a Hitler because you said so, in your infinite wisdom, Mr. Leftist, then you could do whatever you want to them. I'm not saying that's true. I'm not saying that you should do that. What I'm trying to say is this. That's the way the left operates. My problem with the left is that the left acts like a pack of ravenous wolves. And honestly, it's kind of scary. It's scary shit, dude. But yeah, I'm not a fan of what the left does. The left is, in my opinion, pretty evil for the most part in what they do. I kind of don't feel bad talking smack about the left. If the left, if the left acted respectably, I'd probably think differently. But because the left typically doesn't think, doesn't really work in ways that are often nice, that I don't respect the left. Simple as that. I just don't.
Unleash lawfare, you can create hoaxes, you can involve foreign actors, and you can fly to other countries to trash the president because he's different. He's different. But this is...
Yeah, and the thing about Trump that I like is he is an outsider. I think that's one of the big things. He's not he wasn't a career politician when he started. I think that what's great about Trump is he's a successful businessman. He wanted to get into politics to fix America because he saw the crap that Barack Obama was pulling. And then, of course, Joe Biden got elected in 2020. And then Trump had to come back in and clean up the mess that Biden created. While the mainstream media tried to gaslight us into believing that Joe Biden was actually a good president, when in all actuality he wasn't. He was terrible. The mainstream media also gaslit the hell out of us about Joe Biden's health. And when I say his health, I mean his dementia. It was pretty clear that Joe Biden was not all there. It's funny. Joe Biden is actually older than Donald Trump. But I will say this. Joe Biden looks his age. Trump doesn't. If anything, Trump doesn't seem like a very old guy. Especially in the way he acts. And I like that. I think it's great that he doesn't act like an old man. I think that's fabulous. But yeah, Trump's the man. That's all I got to say. Let's keep going.
Still the same thing. It's still treason.
Yeah, Harold, I know that you would never do this, but I would like to think that I would even defend Democrats if I were to go on foreign soil and talk about like America. Like, we're on the same team here, aren't we?
We are. First, I hope everybody had a good weekend.
No, Democrats sometimes, the problem is the Democrats often talk about how terrible America is. And it kind of makes me not respect Democrats at all because they think that America is like the most racist country in the world. Like, America's like totally super racist and shit. Like, oh my God. Like, America's super racist, bro. Like, no, that's stupid. I don't respect that. I mean, like, America's a great country. In fact, America's a lot better than most of these third world countries. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, come on, man. Come on.
Great one, Harold.
It's great to be around the table.
Yeah, it's awesome. I had a great time. You want to hear about it?
I enjoyed our contact over the weekend about the Bible. But let me say a couple of things. I wouldn't go overseas and talk about the president like that. But we've reached a new era in politics, and people do things that the norms are not what they used to be. But I want to get back.
And they might say that he does it to them. I get that, but I just.
Oh no, I'm not even saying it. I think here I'm not that kind of. I think it's wrong. Period. I wouldn't go over there and attack him and say, well, they would do this to me. That's just not my style. I'm not judging anybody that does.
But you should judge.
The president. I want to get back to just the readiness for one moment. We were here just a few days ago, and there was a lot of excitement and optimism around the table, rightly so, that we could find ourselves.
Okay, guys, I realized I got to take a crap. So BRB, I'm going to go to the bathroom, and I'm going to take a happy poop yum yum. So, send me happy poo gifts while I am on the toilet. Okay, cool. All right. BRB, everybody. Okay, so I'm back. I'm back. And I'm ready to attack. Here we go. Phew, sorry that took so long, everybody. Hey, thank you, Frog Eat Frog, for sending the happy poop yum yums. Did you send 5 of those? Thank you, Frog Eat Frog, for the 5 happy poop yum yums. I appreciate it, brother. Much love to Frog Eat Frog over here. We love our boy, Frog Eat Frog. We love him.
To a deal with the Iranian.
Hell yeah, thank you, Frog. It's my boy, dude. Oh, that was not a happy poop yum yum. What I did in the bathroom was not a happy one. Oh, it's good to see you guys. It's good to see you. It's good to be gay. Let's keep watching, man.
We have not. I have a couple pieces.
Fascist curious. I love it.
Of advice. First, to the president. The nonstop use of social media to share your ideas and to share the optimism, I would stop. Because
no, that's part of Trump's appeal, man. That's part of Trump. So what Trump is doing, this is why Trump plays 4D chess. When he uses social media, think about it this way. When he uses social media and goes crazy on there, nobody can predict what he's going to do next. This is why Trump is winning the Iran war, and this is why we've won so quickly. Even Iran doesn't know what Trump is going to do next. He is so unpredictable. You don't know what he's going to say. You don't know what he's going to do. Not to say that he has... By the way, there is a method to this. What appears to be madness to us is actually a very clever system. This is why I always say Trump is playing 4D chess and everybody else is playing checkers. Like I said, Trump is playing 4D chess and everybody else is playing checkers. I think it's painfully obvious at this point.
3 things have happened. First, our military has been flawless in their execution. Tactically, we have won the war. The president is correct in that assertion. But the problem is...
Yes, he is.
People are still experiencing high prices for gasoline. The global economy seems to be arrested because of the closing of the strait. That's Iran's leverage. They know that. So when the president uses social media to say we have them right where we want them...
Being unpredictable is a good thing.
Hidden Seeker T7L says, that's not actually a good thing, LOL.
No, it is a good thing. Being unpredictable is a good thing. Acting like a bit of a ticking time bomb, sometimes that can be a good thing. You don't know what Trump is going to do next, and that's why it's awesome. That's why what he's doing is clever and brilliant. Does anybody not see that? That Trump is playing 4D chess and everybody else is playing checkers. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. And I think you guys know that I'm right. I hope you guys know that I'm right. You know it.
Essentially, or even worse than that. These are people who've read The Art of the Deal. These are people who have been fooling us, who have been toying with us and killing Americans since 1979. And their threshold for pain is just more than ours. The strategic goal we're trying to get done here is to get all of their enriched uranium. I think a way to get Democrats and others, at least some Democrats on your side, and to maintain the support of Republicans, and more importantly, the country, again, is...
Thank you, Frog Eat Frog. I love you, bro. I'm gonna play you here.
Frog Eat Frog says, Garza, Garza, Garza.
Thank you, bro.
Frog Eat Frog says, he said he would operate this way when he campaigned.
Exactly, he did.
He pointed out that the U.S. always announces what they're gonna do next on the news, giving them a heads up. They watch our media/social media.
Absolutely. That's the thing. And that's why Trump, he'll say one thing and then he'll do another on social media intentionally. So in a lot of ways, Trump is using social media as a diversion tactic. Think about this. He'll say the craziest shit on there, and in a certain weird way, he scares the living crap out of the Iranian government by doing exactly what he's been doing. He's so smart. He's smarter than you give him credit for. He may not be the best speaker, but he is playing at a level that you guys do not understand.
Frog Eat Frog says, why warn them what we are going to do next?
The man's got an autistic superpower, man.
To stop with some of the bellicose, to stop with some of the hyperbole, and allow for a serious sit down. I know some of the fear, Jesse, might be that the deal that the president gets may look a little bit like, or at least the frame of it may look a little like what President Obama got. Who cares? If we get a good deal and we're able to get them to stop enriching uranium and we get all of that they have for the next 20 years, that is a huge win for the country and for the world.
Yeah, think about it, frog eat frog. Let's say you and I, let's give a hypothetical here. Let's say that frog eat frog and I are warring with each other, right? Let's say frog eat frog, and we're going to come up with a little hypothetical, okay? So let's say that frog eat frog believes that pissing in the sink is okay. All right, let's just assume that frog eat frog thinks that pissing in the sink is okay, whereas I do not think that pissing in the sink is okay, and that is what causes us to go to war, all right? And our religions, his religion is it's okay to pee in the sink. My religion is it's not okay to pee in the sink. We go to war with each other. Now, if I'm going to win a war against Frog Eat Frog, I'm going to have to be stealthy, all right? I'm going to have to fool him. I'm going to have to use The Art of War and The Art of the Deal combined, two of the best books ever. Now, I'm going to first off have to get the high ground over Frog Eat Frog, but if Frog Eat Frog and I both have armies, and my army happens to be vastly superior to Frog Eat Frog's, but I still want to get the leg up on him, and he checks my social media every day, I'm going to say things on social media that sound batshit crazy. And I'm going to make Frog Eat Frog think I'm going to do one thing, when in all actuality, while Frog Eat Frog is anticipating that I'll do one thing based on the things that I've said on social media, I'm actually doing something else entirely. Okay? So the whole point is that's how you win against an adversary. I just used Frog Eat Frog and I as an example. We're not really at war with each other. I mean, maybe ideologically speaking we are. Frog Eat Frog assumes I'm always pissing in the sink. But ideologically speaking, oh man. Anyway, let's move past it. Hey, thank you so much, Mel Politics and Reactions. Thank you, Brony Bro. Thank you for subscribing.
Mel
I
Politics
appreciate
and
it.
Reactions says, great channel, Garza. I love it. Mel Politics and Reactions says, "Ill subscribe, bro."
Hey, thank you so much, Mel Politics and Reactions. Oh, thank you, bud. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Mel Politics and Reactions says, "I love the way you explain things." Nightbot says,
oh, hold on.
Please subscribe to the channel today.
Randomly thinks I'm pissing in the sink. Okay. Everybody thinks I'm pissing in the sink, dude.
I just think the strategy the president's pursuing right now is one that is fraught with real risk and if not danger, because the Iranians are proving to be far more wily negotiators than we thought they were.
Jesse, your name was invoked.
This is a direct quote, Harold, from the New York Times. Over the last year, U.S. airstrikes have crippled Iran's nuclear program. Iranian nuclear facilities lie in ruins. Enriched uranium is thought to be deeply buried under rubble. It's from the New York Times.
Shit.
Now, the one site we haven't hit is Pickaxe Mountain because they have tunnels underneath there that are 2,000 feet deeper than Fordo.
Damn.
And now there's discussions about using toxic chemicals in there, spraying it so it's inhospitable for about 100 years. So either way, you go in and take it under enemy fire, or you go in with the enemy in tandem and take it out. Whatever it is rough stuff. But the president seems 100% committed to securing this uranium.
But yeah, and here's the thing, Mel Politics and Reactions, just to elaborate a little bit further, whenever I'm playing chess against my buddy Jake, I tend to use a lot of deception tactics against him. I tend to make it look like I'm doing one thing when I'm really, in all actuality, trying to do another. So I'm consistently fooling my opponent as much as I possibly can, which I think is one of the smartest things I can do. And you got to fool your opponent. You have to basically deceive your opponent as much as possible. You have to misdirect your opponent. And here's the thing. Even though the United States military is far more, is far superior to the Iranian military, we all realize that it's still good to use these diversion tactics either way.
Melpolitics and Reactions says, I play chess too, I'm like a 1000. Melpolitics and Reactions says, and that's what chess is about, tricking your opponent.
Oh, Mel, you'd probably kick my ass at chess then. You would probably kick my ass if you have a rating of 1,000, because I think I'm only at like what, 950 for my elo. I think it's elo. I don't know. All I know is I'm 950 against my buddy Jake. That's about it though. He's the only guy I play on chess.com app. But no, chess is fun, man. I really do enjoy playing chess online. It's great. Fabulous game, man.
And doesn't really care about these ankle-biting Democrats. He says he feels no pressure from them, and he remains extremely focused on that uranium, which gives me a lot of confidence. And Dan, it's not like these Democrats went to Jamaica and said this. They went to Spain, who just disallowed us to use our bases to conduct this mission. It was a delinquent and disloyal NATO ally. That's really bad symbolism. Now, the ceasefire is about as fragile.
Yeah, it's because I don't think Tim Walz is a big fan of America, to be honest. He claims he is, but he's not. He doesn't respect America. He doesn't respect our borders, allegedly. You know, Tim Walz is awful, dude. He's so frustrating. He might be the most frustrating guy in politics of all time. Straight up. Mel Politics and Reaction says maybe we can learn off each other. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, brother. Let me see if you guys want to add me on chess.com app. Hold on. If anybody wants to play. Yeah, okay. My username on chess.com app is Michael Garza 69. Yeah, if anybody uses the chess.com app to play chess, yeah, feel free to add me as a friend on there. I'll try to make sure I respond to your request. I'll say this: I am very much a novice at the game. Even though I play a lot, I've never really truly studied the game. My buddy Jake, he studies the game. I think I just may have a natural strategic ability. I'm just a natural strategist, I think, at the end of the day. But yeah, I mean, I'm not perfect. I definitely am an imperfect player. Friend request, Junito. Okay, is it under Junito? I'll just add you. Yeah, here we go. Junito, thank you so much for adding me, man. I appreciate it, bro. Heck yeah, brother. Hey, thanks for the ad, Mel. I appreciate it, man. Anybody else who wants to add me on the chess.com app, though, feel free to Yeah, I just accepted your friend request on there, bro. Thank you. Yeah, anybody else who wants to add me on the chess.com app, feel free to do so. If any of you guys play chess, that is. Yeah, we'll definitely play sometime, man. That sounds cool to me, man. No, but thank you for subscribing, brother. I really do appreciate it, man. Oh, TTS, your last comment? Okay. Larson Christopher in the house, everybody. We love you, Larson.
Larson Christopher says, we ta did I sofa king we ta did.
Oh, good Lord. Good job, Larson Christopher. Love you, bro. Yeah, I don't even bother staying moderate. I see.
Melpolitics and Reactions says, I do some content. I try to be as moderate as I can, but the left has gone Looney Tunes.
Yeah, I don't even bother being moderate. I'm pretty, at this point in my life, I've become, I swear, every day I get a little more to the right. I do consider myself an independent, but I definitely agree with the right far more than I agree with the left. I think the left has gone out of their mind. So yeah, a lot of leftist politics is just ridiculous, and I don't take any of it seriously. I don't take the left seriously at all. I'm anti-Democrat for the most part. I would like to say that I'm more anti-Democrat than I am independent. I don't even consider myself affiliated with any party. I really am an independent voter at the end of the day. However, I do lean more Republican just because the left really is out of their mind. Yeah, it's just the right makes more sense to me, man. I think the left has been a little too out of their mind. I don't know what it is, but the left is a little too crazy for me. Let's just say that. Oh. Yeah, the left is a little too insane for my taste.
Is my ego. And the regime is fractured. Like, the regime thinks that the whole negotiation is a setup for us to attack again. Some of the mediators feel more flexible, and then the military is like, we're going to have no restrictions on missiles, no restrictions on proxies, and then as a big FU, clip 2 vessels on Saturday. Now, I didn't know if they did that to gain leverage going into the ceasefire, or it's some rogue commander out of the shattered chain of command that's freelancing. I have no idea. But I do know the Navy took custody of a blockade runner, and it was an Iranian vessel sanctioned. It was coming from China. And the Washington Post said it was probably bringing in chemicals which are dual use, which are used to manufacture missiles. So we caught China red-handed, and they're dirty, and we're going to make them pay the price for that. And so in the next 40 hours, anything could happen, and we'll see what happens.
What's the spray thing? I'm curious.
So it's like this horrible agent that you spray deep inside the tunnel that no man can go in under.
I think
the
I
next
heard
100
it's
years.
called the Nadler vac.
That sounds kind of crazy. So they basically spray a tunnel with like some sort of toxic substance is what it sounds like, and it makes it towards uninhabitable for 100 years. That's insane.
Yes. I think that's what they called it.
They're looking for approval for it right now.
Yes, yeah.
It's being tested in the lab.
Yeah, yes, they've been collecting the flatulence of Jerry Nadler for 10 years just for this moment.
Yes, it's a WMD.
Emily, President Trump has been trying diplomacy. He's trying to nudge it along, urge it along, cheer it along. But as Rebecca Heinrich said this morning, we might be back into a military posture if we can't get to some arrangement.
Which he never took off the...
Oh, by the way, you guys, make sure you guys double tap the screen to like the stream if you can. The more likes we get, the better. Once again, make sure you guys double tap the screen to like the stream. It really does help the channel in a lot of ways. So the simple act of liking the stream helps. So we're currently at 23 likes. We're trying to get to 100 likes. Actually, let's try to get to 1,000 likes in the next, I don't know, whatever amount of minutes. But yeah, just tap the like button or double tap the screen to like the stream, whatever you can do. It definitely helps us out. We're a smaller channel, so we're trying to get up there in the upper echelons of the YouTubes. You know what I mean? Help a brother out. Help a brother out and double tap your screen. Just don't tap it with your tip. Don't tap it with your tip.
The table. Right. And he was clear that if negotiations kept falling back or failed within a short time frame, then he would not hesitate to bring out the military again. And obviously clearly threatens more bombs and bombs and more bombs. I'd like to go back to Walz on foreign soil talking smack about our country, because I feel like it's so aberrant, and it reminds us of when Gavin Newsom and Ilhan Omar were at that foreign conference in Germany, not knowing what they were talking about and making us look weak. And I feel like it's sort of like your family. You can complain about your sibling to a friend, but if someone opens their mouth against your sibling, you are rolling up your sleeves. Do not go to a foreign country and talk about us and talk about our president in such a disrespectful way and say that we are so weak. And by the way...
Yeah, Tim Walz, dude. Honestly, the irony is Tim Walz is projecting because he himself is a weak Democrat, man. He's a weak guy. Look, only weak men, I wouldn't say only, but the majority of people who vote Democrat, at least when it comes to men, I've noticed there's a pattern. It tends to be very weak men. Very effeminate, weak men. Don't get me wrong. I'm pretty effeminate myself, and I'm pretty right-leaning, and I voted for Trump in 2016, 2020, and 2024. But yeah, Tim Walz is out of his mind, dude. Tim Walz is ridiculous. He's a ridiculous man.
This was a socialist summit spearheaded by Spain's prime minister.
Ew. This was a socialist summit, by the way? Yuck. And Democrats might as well call themselves the party of the socialist party of America. Oh, doesn't that sound familiar? Oh, doesn't the No, really, the Democrats should just rename themselves as the Socialist Party, because the Democrats are no longer the Democrats. They're just the party of the socialists. So Democrats, do the world a favor, rename yourselves the Socialist Party, and let's just move on.
6,000 attendees that paid to play. It's basically the Coachella or the Burning Man of Europe. No one is serious, and no one takes it seriously. You're right, they have no idea who Walz is. But you know who does know who he is the Minnesotans that are under his watch, that are watching him fly across the country, fly across the pond on someone else's dime, rant and rave about this country and this president, while he let $9 billion in fraud go into the pockets of Somalis and other people. Talk about abdication. I mean, that's like if the show opened and the seat was empty and I was frolicking around in London talking smack about you guys. When is someone going to hold him accountable instead of representing him as somehow the future
I love Tim Walz, it's true.
of the Democrat Party? And then Chris Murphy goes on to say, we need to share experiences to understand how we can fight back against the Republicans. They keep trying to buy votes.
Yeah, I don't understand. Why are they why hate on Republicans? You know what I mean? Like, what has the Republican Party even done that's even remotely bad? I mean, okay, I'd take that back. But, you know, like, I'm talking about the Democrat Party in general. I think the Democrat Party has done a lot more fraudy stuff than the Republican Party. I just don't trust the Democrats at this point. I don't trust socialists or communists at this point in my life. To some degree, I just think that socialists and communists have a backwards mindset, you know?
What about earning votes? What about saying why? Why don't Americans like our policies whatsoever? And then he talks about that President Trump is the one that is destroying our democracy, when we know that you destroy democracy by eroding norms and capitalizing the press and suppressing the free speech, capture of information, all of these things. As I'm looking at, how do you degrade democracy in this slow way? The Democrats have had a handle on this whole...
We're not a democracy. Just want to make that clear. We're a constitutional representative republic. But if you do want to degrade the republic, yes, do what Tim Walz is doing. Go to other countries and be like, oh, look how stupid our president is, even though Tim Walz is a complete incompetent boob. The irony is Tim Walz is projecting because he himself is probably one of the most incompetent dudes I've ever seen. And could you imagine if we would have had a Kamala Harris, Tim Walz freaking presidency? That would have been the worst thing ever. That would have been so freaking crappy. It really would have. And nobody wants that. Nobody in their right mind would want that. It's lunacy. It's insanity. And at the end of the day, I think you guys know I'm right. If you guys think that Donald Trump is the man, though, double tap your screen to like the stream. Once again, if you guys think that Donald Trump is the greatest president of all time, double tap the screen to like the stream. And the more likes we get, the better. We're trying to get to 100 likes in the next. We're trying to get to 100 likes in the next 30 minutes. So if you guys can, don't forget to double tap the screen to like the stream. It really does help. Once again, we're trying to get to 100 likes in the next 30 minutes. Let's go.
Time They are the ones that wielded the administrative state like a weapon. They prosecuted President Trump. All the intelligence officers signing a letter that this hogwash is true about Russian collusion with the president. Like, at all times, we've been canceled and silenced. The free press, free voices, and so much more. We've been prosecuted in administrative ways. And somehow this president, who gave us our voices back, are somehow to blame for eroding democracy. So I feel like instead of flying across and attending a summit, they should just hold a mirror up to their own face for the answer.
Be sure to like and
Damn, man. Damn, and damn. She was going hard on that one. She was going hard, man. But yeah, Tim Walz is terrible. Tim Walz is one of the main reasons why anytime I see people like Kamala Harris or Tim Walz or Joe Biden, it makes me want to vote Republican even more, because it seems like the Republicans tend to get the most competent people, whereas the Democrats keep finding the most incompetent boobs ever. It's just, it's sick. It's disgusting. It upsets me a little bit. Yeah. I'll admit it upsets me. I think you know I'm right. You guys are very sexy. Oh, Iran's new IRGC chief tied to global attacks, death to America ideology. Let's take a listen.
Fox News alert, the clock ticks on a deal with Iran. President Trump says if they don't get one soon and the ceasefire expires...
Dude, I love Will Cain. This guy's a sexy, sexy man. Let's listen to him.
Then a lot of bombs will go off. A critical question in all of this is who is really in charge of Iran? The Institute for the Study of War...
Tim Smith is. No, just kidding.
Reports.
Is Tim Smith in charge of Iran? I don't know.
That an IRGC commander, Major General
Major General Tao
Vahidi, and his inner circle may now hold the real control over both Iran's military response and the negotiations. So who is he? He is a senior-most IRGC commander. He's the former commander of the Quds Force. That's an elite secretive branch of the IRGC.
Okay.
He's a former both defense and interior minister, and he's known for hardline views on domestic and foreign policy. There's an Interpol red notice out for him for bombing a Jewish community center.
Whoa, holy really? That's fucked up.
In Argentina, and he's under sanctions from the U.S.
Dude, this guy sucks. I'm not talking about Will Cain, by the way. I'm talking about this Ahmad Vahidi guy. This guy sounds terrible. Awful.
Canada and the EU. Former CIA case officer and senior fellow at the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies, Rule Margaret joins me now. Rule, thanks for being with us here today. So tell me a little bit more about this man, Ahmad Vahidi.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to say that you would describe him as a hardliner. I don't know if he's really more hardline than, say, Mohammad Baqir Ghalibaf, the Speaker of Parliament, the individual who led the negotiations in Islamabad before and may lead them again. He's just not, he's far less colorful. He is a creature of the Guard Corps. He's known for being fairly cold-hearted. You know, he survived the Iran-Iraq War.
He sounds like a
probably
cretin.
is the defining moment in his life and the way you should understand him.
That's crazy.
So he is not one to give ground.
Tell me the relationship between the IRGC, presumably now under his command, the military response of Iran, and the political establishment of Iran, whatever's left of the mullahs and those that lead their parliament.
That's an excellent question, and it's difficult to answer that one accurately, I think, because the information we have of what's going on inside of Iran is somewhat sparse. So it's natural that in a state of war, the Revolutionary Guard Corps, the senior commanders, are going to become the dominant voices inside of Iran.
Yeah, in this instance, sure, they're going to be the dominant voices. But here's the thing, man. I think Iran's still cooked. I think Iran doesn't stand a chance in this conflict. And I want to see a weakened Iranian government only because we all know that Iran's just cooked. You know, whether you guys want to admit it or not, Iran is just simply cooked. Give me just a moment, though. Give me a moment, please, to tame your wild, wild heart. And though it feels like the walls are closing in on you, it's hard to find relief, and people can be so cold when darkness is upon your door and you feel like you can't take anymore. Let me be the one you call. If you jump, I'll break your fall. Lift you up and fly away with you into the night. Okay, Gaze is back. Gaze. Yeah, dude, we're on the right path, dude. Trump's the man, dude. No, I really do think that Trump's doing the right stuff here, but let's keep watching.
Whether that's, the case after 6 months after the war is over, I don't know. But, he's a very important player. I don't think he has ultimate authority. I think still there's a consensual leadership in the country. He has to take into consideration other members of the Guard Corps and also other members of the clerical establishment and the civilian elite. But he's a tough individual, and like I said before, I would expect him to be quite willing to continue the fight.
Raul, if you were watching just a few moments ago, we had Lieutenant Colonel Scott Mann on, and his parting words to me were essentially, I hope everyone is diligent about what is happening here at home, the threats that we might face here in America. There is a story out today of a woman in California that's been arrested at LAX. She's accused of selling weapons for Iran. Her name is Shamim Mafi. She's an Iranian national.
Sounds sketchy.
She's a permanent resident, lawful, since 2016, came under President Barack Obama. She's accused of brokering deals for the sale of drones, bombs, bomb fuses, millions of rounds of ammunition between the Iranians and the Sudanese armed forces. This, of course, is not the same thing as domestic terrorism, but it does highlight the type of people that are in this country, sometimes lawfully, sometimes illegally, that have allegiances somewhere other than the United States. This story, is this an illustration of a problem that we have here on American soil?
Well, I mean, we haven't had very good export controls. That's gotten a lot better. I mean, when cameras first got into the Iranian centrifuge cascades, we discovered that many of their most essential machinery was actually manufactured in Boston. So
really?
The Iranians have been experts at developing, dual-use import networks.
That's crazy. I can't believe some of their weapons were built in Boston. What? Oh my God. It sounds like they got this weird proxy network of like people who buy on their behalf and then give them the products under the table or sell them the products under the table. I'm not too sure. It sounds like an interesting proxy network of purchasing. Jeez.
Continues. They've been on.
But yeah, the death to America ideology, by the way, is really messed up. Another thing that I want to just point out is that the Iranian currency, no joke, the Iranian currency says death to America on it. Let that sink in. Death to America is on their currency. Like, that's got to be... You got to talk about that at some point. You gotta. Let's keep going. And that's the problem with Iran, is they want death to America. Their government does. Their regime. So I don't even know why we even bother trying to be peaceful with Iran to begin with. I say just get rid of their entire government. Do what they got to do. I really do hope that Donald Trump takes out the rest of their government. Because honestly, the Iranian government is completely evil. And if Trump decided to do that, I wouldn't blame him. I wouldn't blame him at all. In fact, if anything, I'd say that's the smartest move he's ever made. Completely. No, I really do. I really do. I think that would honestly be one of the smartest moves he could make.
Under sanctions for quite some time. Now, on the suggestion of whether they may have, cells, black operations in the United States, I remain somewhat skeptical. I think we would have already seen them, and I think there has been a real degradation in the two primary intelligence services in Iran, the ministry and also in the Revolutionary Guard Corps, and their overseas operations in the West. That doesn't mean they're not lethal, but I think they don't have the personnel that they once did. And they've also probably lost a great deal of Hezbollah support. So it's still a threat, but I suspect the FBI isn't paralyzed by that threat.
So just to be clear, you said that their capabilities have been degraded, but you also suggest that if they had those capabilities, you think they would have already deployed them. They would have done an attack on American soil if they had the capability to have that attack.
Yeah, I think they probably would have by now. I think they would have needed it. It would have made them happy to do it, particularly after the supreme leader died, if not before, actually. So, running overseas networks is much harder than it is in the spy books. And they have a great deal of difficulty now moving people, particularly into the United States. So you'd have to recruit people that are already here. It's a challenging environment for them. And they've operated better in Europe. They operate much better in the Middle East and Asia. But, you have to watch it. But they're certainly not in the league that they might have been, say, 30 years ago.
All right. Well, thank you for being with us here today. Rule Mark Garrett.
Be sure to like and subscribe.
Crazy, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I don't know what's happening, man. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Sorry for the delay, everybody. Here we go. Oh my God. If you wanna.
Subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.
I'm not a big fan of the mainstream media for the most part, but not going to lie. Fox News isn't too bad. They still sketch me out a little bit, but I'm still not a big fan of the mainstream media overall. Let's keep going, man. Oh, here's another clip from the 5.
2028 Dem wannabes are trying to rebuild the blue wall. Kamala Harris and other hopefuls showing up.
Oh my God, Kamala Harris is actually... Is Kamala Harris going to try... I mean, okay, first off, if there's anybody who's going to deter people from voting Democrat in any capacity, like especially during the midterms, it's Kamala Harris. Everybody here instinctively knows that Kamala Harris is the most unlikable candidate of all time. This is a problem because she is so incredibly unlikable. It's going to be very tough. I think that people who are on the fence about voting Democrat or Republican are probably going to lean more Republican the more they hear from Kamala Harris. So actually having Kamala Harris on the campaign trail, I think only weakens the Democrat position. It makes them look worse. So we'll see, though. We'll see. Oh. I don't know. I still think that the Republicans are going to be just fine during the midterms. I do. I think that a lot of people are done with the Democrat Party anyway. And sure, there's a lot of people who are done with the Republican Party too, accepted. I get it. But I don't know. At the same time, I just think that it's something. I don't know. It's something.
At a luncheon for Democratic women in Michigan, where they were predictably light on substance, but full of angry attacks about President Trump.
We are dealing with the most corrupt, callous, and incompetent presidential administration in the history of the United States.
That's what she would have been saying if her and Tim Walz would have won, because they were the incompetent ones. It's just crazy, man. Like, they are just so bloody incompetent, man. They just really are.
Governors are on the front line of defense against an out-of-control, unchecked, and unhinged President Trump.
There is a storm in our nation. There is darkness and wind. People are getting hurt.
Oh, God. Cory Booker, dude. This guy... Nobody takes this guy seriously, man. Nobody takes this guy seriously.
What we need is not from on high. We need foot soldiers of our democracy who in times of trial are willing to stand up.
This guy is insufferable. Like, the Democrats are insufferable. Kamala's insufferable. Cory Booker's insufferable. Tim Walz is extremely insufferable. He might be the worst of them all. Tim Walz might be the most incompetent boob I've ever seen. And I think we all know this. I mean, come on, man. You take one look at Tim Walz and you're just like, yeah, you're an incompetent bastard. What do we do? What do we do? I don't know. I don't know. Tim frickin' Walz, bro. Tim motherfucking Walz, man. Not Tim Smith. Tim motherfucking Walz, bro. My God.
Will you stand for our democracy?
And Democrats at another event in Michigan going viral for all the wrong reasons.
What is this? Oh my God. Okay. Marching to cringe. Dem candidate Mallory Macrow caught on video. Like, there's nothing wrong with dancing and stuff like this, but what is this? Why are there that many people behind her trying to get her elected? What is she? She's just a cringy Karen.
Greg, I'm never going to dance shame someone, but wait. Oh, that was Michigan Democratic Senate candidate Mallory McMorrow dancing Kamala style to a marching band in a very cringy video that's gone viral. Wait, why was Cory Booker talking at a women's caucus?
That is ironic. He has main character syndrome.
Totally.
He is basically an extra in a movie who thinks he's the star, and so he has to overcompensate by screaming. Look, by the way, the marching band thing I'm fine with. They're not singing. That is like a definite improvement that they've stopped singing and now they just dance. I'll take it. You've heard them sing. You know, the Trump hate has filled up the brain so they can't think about anything to do. They know what to say, but there's nothing for them to do. And it's actually kind of dangerous because, you know, since Trump has been squatting in the lane of common sense, whatever the Dems seek has to be not in that lane. They don't want to be seen close to him. This is why they keep doubling down on trans. They keep defending sanctuary cities for illegal criminals. These are things that are against common sense and the will of the people, but they still do it because it's not Trump. I worry that the Democrats, as a moderate, sensible alternative, is not going to come back ever. If Harold Ford...
I don't think so either. I think that's the thing. I think the Democrat Party, nobody believes in the Democrat Party. I mean, people are making fun of the Democrat Party more than anything. I think that's the big thing, is people make fun of the Democratic Party because they've just become the cringiest party of them all. It's pretty obvious. Give me one moment, though. BRB. BRB. And subscribe. There we go. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to brush my teeth. Like and subscribe.
I'm citing you would enter the race. I would wonder how soon would they change, or how soon would they try to force him to change? Suddenly, would Harold be on TV talking about how, you know, men who think they're women should be in sports? Would he change? And the reason why I say that, Harold, is because in the A block you said this is not something I would do regarding Tim Walz. This is not something I would do. But would they be okay with that? And would you tell them that it's not okay for them to do it? Like, can you even survive in your own party if you were to enter the race? I'm curious. This is a genuine curiosity.
I think you look at a guy like Andy Bashir, a guy like Josh Shapiro.
I think the problem with the Democrat Party is it's basically it's the inmates running the asylum. That's the problem I have with the Democrat Party. It is literally the crazy people are running the entirety of the party. There are too many crazy people who have their fingers on the pulse. All right? Too many. And when I say seriously, I think the Democrat Party is ruled by mentally insane people. I think a lot of these people are insane people. That's why I don't trust the Democrat leadership. I don't trust the Democrat Party at all. If I'm going to be quite frank with all you guys, I don't trust the Democrats at all. In any way, shape, or form. I just don't think the Dems are right for America. Through and through. I don't. I know that's a tough pill for most people to swallow, to hear that. But Trump's on the right path, man. Trump's on the right path, and the Democrats have been a miserable party for a long time. Here's the thing. The Democrats have a very dystopian view of the world, even though they claim to want to build a utopia. That's the irony about the Democrats, is the party is filled with daddy issues and irony. This is the biggest problem that I have with the Democrat Party, is the level of daddy issues. It's terrible. It's so terrible, man. It really is the party of daddy issues at the end of the day. The Democrat Party. You know, and it's crazy. So, I mean, I will say that Trump's on the right path. I think he's the smartest man in the room. I think that Trump is the smartest man in the room. You heard me. I said it. I said it here, folks. Trump is the smartest man in the room. Period, end of story. Maybe not the smartest. Okay, I lied on that one. But I will say this, though. He's a smart dude. Trump is the man. No, he's on the right path towards making America better. America's in the process of healing from the damage that was done by the Biden administration. Seriously, America's been healing from the damage that has been done by the Biden administration. I think you know that's true. To some degree, I believe you would say that's true. I would hope. Maybe. Maybe not. What do you think? Do you think I'm out of my mind? Do you want to call me Zaddy? Is that it? I know there's a lot of people in the chat that probably want to call me Zaddy or something like that, and I get it. You guys just want to call me Zaddy. I think it's commendable. I think it's respectable. But yeah, no, I think I love it, man. Nah, Trump's the man, dude. Whether you like to admit it or not, Trump's the man. Oh. And I have no problem admitting this. Why not? Trump's cool, dude. Trump's actually a cool dude. No, man, people suffered under Biden hard, dude. Biden made things worse. It was a crappy economy. Nobody felt like they had a future under Biden. It was just terrible. Nobody felt like they had a future under the Biden administration. Now Trump is giving people hope, real hope, by the way, that the world can be better, that there won't be any socialism or communism involved, that there's no need for any of that. America can finally heal because Trump has taken the wheel. Once again, America can finally heal because Trump has taken the wheel.
And I would even put Governor Whitmer, but I think you can, and if you can't, it's going to be hard to win. Because I think I didn't mean to, I don't know whose segment this is. I'm jumping in like it's my. So I think some of the people, I agree with you, Greg. I think I'm happy to see dancing more than singing, but this is not entertainment. These are serious times for people, and I know the candidates believe that, but this is not, to borrow Emily's invocation of Coachella, this is not the Coachella politics here. You have people paying too much for gas. You have a reality around healthcare that's too expensive for working class people. You have an education system that DP talks about often. There's a mismatch between what people are coming out with from school with their skills and assets based on and compared to what the economy needs going forward. There's a complete mismatch. You look at the fact that we have a $39 trillion debt, which we were talking about. No one is talking about. So I think, Greg, you have to talk about serious things. And if you are rejected by voters, you know what? It means that voters aren't ready to talk about those things.
You just gave off 4 that they won't even mention. They'll talk about gas because they think that's going to be the thing.
But no one tries to give any answers to any of these things. And it's just amazing to me that we'd rather just attack him.
You know, for a Democrat, he's surprisingly reasonable. You know, this guy, I'd rather see him, an actual reasonable Democrat, than Jessica Torlov or whatever they have, whatever her name is, on the 5. Dude, Jessica Torlov is insufferable. Dude, she is so bad. She is just awful. Jessica Torlov, dude. One of the worst people to have on any show.
You cannot attack Trump. Rage alone is not going to win the presidency.
To be clear, the women.
Well, and that's all the Democrats have left. They have their Trump derangement syndrome. And here's the thing. The Democrats' hatred of Trump blinds them to any level of critical thinking or good game planning. The Democrats have become terrible planners. They do not know how to plan anything at all anymore. The Democrats are cooked. The Dems are cooked. That party is pretty much done for. Double tap the screen to like the stream if you guys think the Democrats are done for, man. If you guys think the Democrats are cooked, double tap the screen to like the stream. If you guys think that Donald Trump is the greatest president of all time, double tap the screen to like the stream. If you guys think that Jesse Waters is kind of cute, no, just kidding. Now, if you guys think The Five is actually a decent TV show, double tap the screen, man. Look, if you guys are just tired of the woke left trying to tell you how to live your life and trying to enforce it by being in government, double tap the screen if you're tired of the left, because I am. I'm tired of the left, bro. I am sick and tired of the left. Absolutely. Done. I've been done with the left for a long time.
Caucus was hosting the presidential hopefuls, so obviously that's
and they have a huge
totally. So forget the question I asked earlier. I didn't mean it. But also Bashir, who we used to think was pretty moderate, but then last week he said that the president's going to nuke Iran just to be famous. I mean, to his point, I think they're being fish hooked to the left. This way.
I mean, we've seen this before, right? It happens on both sides. But in this case, you have, for example, the normie Democrats are being booed off the stage, and the very far left are getting cheered and standing.
And that's the problem, because the Democrat Party is now the party of the crazy person, right? So the only people who vote Democrat
wiener gang
are the completely I'm not going to lie, are the completely mentally you-know-what, right? So the completely mentally you-know-what vote Democrat. And when they vote Democrat, the people that they want need to be as unhinged and as crazy as they are. The problem is, though, there are so many people, so many decent people who have left the left, and the only people left voting Democrat are the insane people. The mentally you-know-what people are voting for Democrats. And there's not many of them voting for Democrats, by the way. Not as many as you'd think. The Democrat Party is still very unpopular, but here's the problem. If you're going to choose between the lesser of two evils, what do you choose? Do you choose Republican? Do you choose Democrat? It's a tough choice. I get it. Wholeheartedly, I get it, actually. But no, Trump's the man. I'm a Trump fan at the end of the day. I do think that Trump is the GOAT. I think he's one of the greatest presidents we've ever had. And, I want J.D. Vance 2028, obviously. If you guys want J.D. Vance 2028, double tap the screen to like the stream. If you guys want Donald Trump, double tap the screen to like the stream. If you guys want Donald Trump to finish out his 3 years, obviously, and kick some major ass. Look, if you guys love Donald Trump as much as I do, double tap your screen to like the stream. If you guys love J.D. Vance too, double tap your screen to like the stream, bro. But yeah, there's a lot of angry leftists in the chat. And to all the angry leftists in the chat, I don't care what you think. I really don't. The only thing I want to tell you guys, I'd really just want to give you guys the middle finger at the end of the day. I try not to give you the middle finger. I try. I try not to. You know what sounds good right now? Sprite Zero. All right. Okay. Everybody wants me to piss in the sink, huh? Everybody's wanting me to piss in the sink. I don't understand it, man. What is your guys' obsession with this? You guys are obsessed, bro. You're obsessed. I love it.
Innovations. And that's where the energy is in the party. And that's why the Republicans might very well have a very good chance of picking up that Senate seat in Michigan.
Jesse, take us home.
Well, you're right. These are serious times, and that's why these people don't scare me. We're at war. There's a naval blockade. We just did a defense deal with Indonesia. We just did AI deals across the Middle East. Donald Trump has crime down to historic lows. We smoked the cartels and DEI in the same year. It's just
By the way, Trump has done more in 1 year than any of the Democrat presidents in the last, 12. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Trump is a great president. And this is what the left refuses to admit, is that Trump's actually doing a good job. Now, you may not like his style. Granted, his style is not for everybody. This is true. His style of speaking, his style of doing, it is honestly not for everybody. It's not. It's just not for the faint of heart. And that's why a lot of people just don't like him. It's really, I should say, a lot of people who are sensitive and need statesmanly presidents. Freaking wild, though, man. Freaking wild.
Grown-up party that are doing grown man things with vision, skills, strategy. And that's why these people come out, they dance, and they chit-chat. This is not the time for that. This isn't the 90s when everyone's frothing and happy-go-lucky and watching TV. We got to win, and we are winning. And if you don't come with it, you're not going to hang in there.
That's perceptive. If you're not coming, you're going.
Thank you, Dana.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now.
That's crazy, though, man. Oh, we got Hannity.
Welcome to Hannity. First thought, do not believe the isolationists. Do not believe radical Democrats. Do not believe the legacy media mob. Tonight, it's a time for choosing in Iran. There are now two clear options for this terrorist regime, the easy way and the hard way. Time is running out, and in truth, they have already lost. They have no cards to play, in spite of them trying to posture. In the end, the outcome will be the same. No nukes, no terrorism, no threats, and a fully open Strait of Hormuz. Simple and on the surface, but apparently very hard for radical Islamists indoctrinated into a death cult to accept. Now, coming up, we will break all of this down, what's really happening in the Middle East, with terms so simple even Democrats and the legacy media mob should be able to follow and understand. Plus, I'll have another message for the mob and the whiny isolationists and everyone else with Trump derangement syndrome tonight. We'll check in with White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. She will join us. Also, House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer will be here with an investigation, new details on Congresswoman Omar's multi-million-dollar accounting error. I'm sure all of you at home.
Oh, I heard about that. She said that the $30 million on her net worth was an accounting error. Oh, was it really? Was it now? Come on, man. We're not buying it, man. We ain't buying it, bro. Oh, yeah. Nobody buying it, bro. Nobody. Except for Michael Saylor. We love Michael Saylor. He is so cute. All right, here. Who's ready? Who the hell's ready for Robert Downey Jr.?
Make $30 million accounting errors. But we do begin in Pakistan tonight, where a delegation of Americans will offer Iran one last chance to avoid a total annihilation and total war before the ceasefire, in fact, is scheduled to expire this week. And the stakes, they are very clear. On Truth Social, President Trump issued this warning, quote, "We are offering a very fair, reasonable deal, and I hope they take it, because if they don't, the U.S. is going to knock out every single power plant, every single bridge in Iran. No more, Mr. Nice Guy."
No more, Mr. Nice Guy. Go Donald Trump, man. The real DT, baby. Real Donald Trump, bro.
They'll come down fast.
At real Donald Trump, at real Garza, bro. At real Garza.
They'll come down easy, and if they don't take the deal, it will be my honor to do what has to be done. President Trump wants Iran's regime to see that the writing is on the wall. He does want a peaceful resolution. In fact, he's even willing to meet directly with Iranian officials if they can get a deal done. If you're wondering why has the president been hesitant to do this?
I think a deal will get done, man. I think a deal is gonna get done, son. It's gonna get done.
To this point, it's probably could be over in 15 minutes. Simply listen to the things the president is saying. Don't listen to the lying legacy media mob, radical Democrats, isolationists.
Oh, yeah. The woke mob is going to twist every single word that Trump has in so many ways. This is what the legacy media does. This is what the legacy media is all about. I don't trust the legacy media for crap. And I think that most of you guys don't either. Look, what Donald Trump is doing is fabulous. What he is doing is utterly fabuloso. I'm a fan, man. I'm a fan of DT. I'm a fan of Donald. I really do think he's a great president. I really think he's doing the right things. The mainstream media is going to pick him apart, as they always do, because they don't like him. It doesn't mean that he's not right, though. Donald Trump is absolutely correct in a lot of the stuff he's doing. And for those of you who don't believe it, that's fine. Don't believe it. But whether you guys like to admit it or not, Trump is the man. Yeah, Obama was the one who's ruined all this. Like, they sent them pallets of money. The amount of money that was given to Iran to make their efforts work was done by Obama. The reason that deal got ripped up is because the Obama deal actually allowed Iran to get the resources they needed to start gathering the uranium they needed. It's crazy. Like, this, it's just wild. The left is in denial. The left is in absolute denial about this. Complete denial. And I'm proud to say that I'm firmly against the left on this one. Frog eat frog. Killing me, bro.
Frog eat frog says, "Right stuff costs a little more, but I make a lot more."
Now, how the hell am I gaslighting and uninformed? Hold on.
Sharon Chapman 3525 says, "Okay, now you just making up stuff to gaslight the uninformed."
No, you're the one gaslighting. If you're saying I'm gaslighting, you're gaslighting everybody else, because I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you why I'm not gaslighting anybody. How the hell did Iran get all that uranium? How the hell did Iran get all that uranium? It's because of that deal. The Obama deal. Literally, they were giving them pallets of money. The level of delusion from the leftists in my chat, by the way. I have a message to every leftist in the chat. If you're a leftist and you think America is such an awful country, and you think that Donald Trump is such an awful president, ooh. I would like you to firmly check yourself in the mirror, look yourself in the mirror and say, why do I hate America so much? Why do I hate Donald Trump so much? That should be the question a lot of you leftists should ask yourselves in the mirror, because you constantly rag on America, you rag on Donald Trump. Like, I understand the man's flawed and he doesn't make all the right decisions all the time. Who does? But Trump is definitely a man of action, and an effective one at that. The GOAT. So, yeah, Trump's on the right track. Not afraid to admit it. I know you guys are jealous because I'm a Trump superfan. A lot of people get jealous because I'm a Trump superfan. Really all. Small Wiener Gang. Sounds like we got a new subscriber, by the way. Which makes Daddy happy. It's what Daddy wants. It's what Daddy needs. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Nah, Donald Trump's the man, dude. Yeah, no. No, here's the thing. Trump is America first, overall. Trump is America first. Left hard.
ETRN7CH says.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't. I'm going to say whatever the hell I want, whatever I believe, and if you guys don't like it, I'm sorry. It's not. By the way, my opinions are not that bad. I'm a Donald Trump fanboy. I get it. I'm America first. I'm a Donald Trump fanboy. I love making YouTube videos. I love doing live streams, and I do want to thank Shane. Everybody give a shout out to Shane Ortiz.
Small Wiener Gang.
Everybody give a shout out to Shane Ortiz, by the way. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it. We're at 10K, and I love it. And also, Quagga. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel, by the way. I really appreciate it. Big
Small
time.
Wiener Gang.
Everybody give a shout out to Quagga for subscribing. Big shout out there. Appreciate you, bro. You're a pink brony, bro.
They all want President Trump to
Small
fail so
Wiener
they can say,
Gang.
see, we were right.
Oh, we got another. Is that another subscriber? No? Okay.
Sort of. Meanwhile, he said it many times before Midnight Hammer. He said it many times before Epic Fury. This president really does want a peace deal. The president also cares about the Iranian people. We're talking about 90+ million people.
And here's the thing. Yes, Trump actually does want a peace deal. I know that's hard to believe because you guys think that he's like some sort of warmonger. He's not. He's not a warmonger. Trump is actually... Here's the thing that Trump is doing that you guys don't realize. He's looking after the Iranian people. He's trying to help, man. He's trying to do the right thing. And to all the leftists in America who just want to poo-poo on this guy... Trump's the man. Trump's doing stuff that you would never imagine doing yourself. Trump is a man of massive action. I respect people who take massive levels of action. I really do. I sincerely do, man. So, whatever. Whatever.
They will be impacted severely by the remaining radical regime's leaders. In fact, he cares far more about the Iranian people than Iran's own leaders do. So he doesn't...
Yeah, it's crazy that Trump actually wants to see... Here's the thing. Trump actually wants to see Iranian citizens be free. Like, I know that's hard for people to believe, but Donald Trump wants to see Iranian citizens be free. So, to those of you who just don't get it, you just don't get it. And that's okay. I'm not expecting you to get it because you're just not going to. And I'll accept that. And the irony is the Iranian government wants to kill its own citizens. They will publicly execute their own citizens without a second thought. So I want you guys to give that some real flippin' thought, dude. That the Iranian government will kill their own citizens without giving a second frickin' thought. I don't know. Maybe you guys should think about it, you know? You probably won't, but it's whatever. Doesn't seem that anybody gives a crap about the fact that Iran's government was enriching uranium to near weapons grade level, killing their own citizens. It's disgusting. It's a disgusting act. And then to top it all off, they've been the #1 state sponsor of terror for years. So, yeah. I think you guys know at the end of the day that I'm right on this, right? Come on. Double tap the screen to like the stream if you guys think that I'm right on this. If you guys think that Iran's government needs to be taken out completely, double tap the screen to like the stream. I just want to see how many people agree with me here. How many people agree with me? And double tap the screen to like the stream if you agree with this. How many people agree with me that the Iranian government needs to go down completely? Double tap your screen to like the stream if you agree with that statement that Iran's government needs to go down.
Want to send the entire country back to the Stone Age if it can be avoided. Here's the thing. If the death cult at the IRGC refuses, they don't want to hand over the nuclear material, dust as the president calls it. They don't want.
I mean, look at this. Look how many likes we're getting. People are agreeing with me. People are agreeing with me that Iran's government has to go. That Iran's government is far too corrupt, far too deadly to remain. Like I said, if you guys agree with me on this, I want to know, do you agree with this? Iran's government should be demolished completely. The current regime that is currently running Iran should be demolished. If you agree with this, double tap the screen to like the stream. Okay?
Want to open the Strait of Hormuz, it will be over for them. Tomorrow is likely their last chance at survival, in its current form anyway. And of course, America's blockade of Iranian ports will continue. Over the weekend, U.S. Marines seized an Iranian cargo ship with ease after blowing up their engine room following this very clear warning. Take a listen.
Yeah, and by the way, this is an extremely clear warning. They couldn't have gotten more of a warning than this. So the Iranian tanker wasn't listening, and it kept going its merry way, and it was not even trying to turn around. An Iranian tanker was just scrolling through. It wasn't listening. This blockade is still in effect, by the way. And if they're not listening to the blockade, what are they listening to?
Motor vessel Tosca. Motor vessel Tosca. Vacate your engine room. Vacate your engine room. We're prepared to subject you to disabling fire. Okay, we gave the flare. Now we're ready.
They shot out the engine room, man. They shot out the bloody engine room, bro. Holy crap. Holy crap, man.
Now, this blockade is suffocating Iran. They are losing anywhere between $400 and $500 million a day in revenue as a result. And meanwhile, the blockade that Iran reimposed over the weekend, firing at several civilian ships, does nothing to harm the USA. Nothing. We are a net exporter of energy. We don't need the Strait of Hormuz. In fact, America's oil and gas industry is now booming with new customers that are unable to get through the Strait of Hormuz. Number one producer worldwide of oil, that'd be Venezuela. They're our friends now. Number two would be the U.S. Far behind number three, Saudi Arabia. Now, the Iranians hold no cards. They have no leverage. And now they can do this the easy way or they can do it the hard way. I hope they choose the easy path. And by the way, tomorrow we may have a definitive answer. If not tomorrow, soon thereafter. All right, thanks for watching.
Well, at least we're going to get an answer soon, it feels like. Give me a few moments, everybody. Sorry about that. Small Wiener Gang. Oh, crap. We got my boy. Everybody give a shout out to Big Mac without the Mac. One more time. Everybody give a shout out to Big Mac without the Mac. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, everybody, thank you for subscribing, man. I appreciate you big time, bro. Give me a few moments, everybody. Sorry about that. Fox 10 Phoenix. Oh, Trump says it's highly unlikely he extends the ceasefire. Very true. Very true.
Well, in an opening NBA weekend, that
General Keane says Iran can't withstand this much longer. And I think he's right. I really think he's right, man. I don't know how they could withstand any of these attacks any longer. Like, what else can you do? Like, Iran's already cooked. Their military's cooked. They don't stand a shot, dude. Iran doesn't have a shot on this. Big Mac without the Mac, dude. Everybody give a shout. I want to give another shout out to Big Mac without the Mac, bro.
Small Wiener Gang.
How fucking tight of a username is that, dude? That's like my favorite username of all time, bro. That's freaking top G. It's like, seriously, top G level of naming of your YouTube account, dude. I love it, bro. Top G. If you guys can, though, don't forget to double tap the screen to like the stream once again. Double tap your screen to like the stream. If you guys think that this stream is awesome, if you guys think that Donald Trump's the man, please double tap the screen if you agree with me. If you guys think that the MAGA movement is still alive, double tap the screen to like the stream if you agree with that, man. I do. I think it's alive. I think MAGA's still alive, bro. I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm not afraid to say that MAGA's not dead. It's not dead, bro. It ain't dead. And by the way, Trump's the man. So there's that. I mean, Trump is like, I firmly believe that Trump's the GOAT, dude. I think that, you know, and whether the leftists agree with me or not, it doesn't matter. Trump is still doing what he needs to do. And I love what Trump is doing, man. And I'm still firmly a Trump supporter, whether you like it or not. Yeah, Donald Trump is the man, dude. Dude, Donald Trump is our president, and honestly, I support him completely. I think what he's doing is the right thing to do. And by the way, we're at 10,171 subscribers. Once again, we're at 10,171. I want to thank everybody for taking the time to subscribe. We just keep getting more and more subscribers, and for that, I cannot thank you guys enough. We have gained such a loyal following of people. I'm happy to expose the left-wing mainstream media for what it is. I think that the left-wing mainstream media has been quite awful, if we're going to be honest, and I just don't trust it to save my life. And I don't know. I do know. Donald Trump's the man. He's doing everything he can to make this happen, to make this work. And you know what? I'm all for it. I am all for what Trump is trying to do. I think he's making all the right choices, and I know that people don't like that opinion, and they think it's a wrong opinion or whatever. But no, Trump's right, dude. Trump is on the right path. Sorry. That bugs people to hear me say that. It really does. A lot of people get really upset and pissed off, and, you know, that's just the way it is. And that's the way it is. That's the way it is. Don't give up on your faith. Love comes to those who believe it. And that's the way it is. All right, I'm gonna get that Sprite out of the freezer. So I've had a Sprite sitting in the freezer for a bit, and I'm gonna go get it. BRB. Thank you, Froggy Frog.
General Jack Keane, he's a Fox News strategic analyst and the best guest we could have on this. There are reports that there's a possibility that this IRGC commander, Vahidi, is possibly making, well, at least calling some shots at least. He's the senior most commander there. the most influential position in the regime. He served as a Quds Force commander from 88 to 97. I'm sure you probably know his name. And this from an Iran report Saturday night that from your Institute for the Study of War. The IRGC's consolidation of control over Iranian decision-making indicates that the Iranian political officials currently negotiating with the U.S. do not have the authority to independently determine Iran's negotiating position. And if that's the case, what happens to these talks when and if the vice president gets there?
Well, I think you're reporting on something I'm familiar with, obviously because I have an association with the Institute of the Study of War. And that's our best sources of revealing that information. And what we're happening here, we shouldn't be surprised. We had the supreme leader killed, and his son has taken over, but clearly he's got serious injuries, and he has not been able to demonstrate that he is really in charge, except for some message trafficking that's going out there. So there's a leadership vacuum.
Yeah, I don't think there's really any true leadership at this point in Iran. I think Iran's leadership is absolutely cooked. I really do. Give me just a few moments, though. Small Wiener Gang. Okay, let's keep going.
For sure. And it's being filled by the IRGC leadership. And it's not so surprising. Why? Because they have the guns. And that's the reality of what has taken place here. They own the force mechanism inside of Iran. And they're forcing the political people, who are also hardliners, just as much as Vahidi is, to conform to his will. And that's the reality of taking place. And what's helping Vahidi and his power grab here is the head of the National Security Council, Zolgadar, is supporting him. And also Galibaf, who comes out of the speakership of their parliament, is also bending to his will. The foreign minister is sidelined, and although he's in the deals, he's not really relevant other than the fact that he has relationships with our negotiating team, and he's a useful tool for them. I suspect they are going to show up at these negotiations, likely because it's in their interest. When you think back on it, what has happened here since the last negotiations? Well, on the Iranian side, and remind our audience, war is fundamentally a test of will, and you can.
Yeah, true. I agree with him. And war is fundamentally a test of will. Absolutely, it is. And obviously, I've never been in a war before, so. But when you read history, he's right. General Jack Keane is right. Let's keep going.
See this will being played out right before our eyes in this war itself. Since the last negotiations, the Iranians have had the opportunity to ferment a little bit, come together further, get to see each other, solidify their leadership, and maybe enhance their will and determination as a result of that, as opposed to being buried in holes day in and day out and worried about their personal survival. The second thing that's happened to them is they clearly know how much damage has been done to them, and it's significant. On our side of it, and what the Iranians are counting on, is that the will of the American people, in terms of their resolve, puts pressure on the administration to end the war. And they focus on that. The political reality, the economic reality. That's what they're hoping on. But the big thing that's happened is President Trump's decision to put down the blockade. That is a seminal event.
That's an interesting choice. Putting down the blockade, I hope he doesn't. I hope he keeps the blockade up, even because I don't think there's going to be an agreement. So I think the blockade's going to have to be up one way or another. And that blockade is going to have to permit ships to go through the Strait of Hormuz. Oh. It's true. It's very true. And then here's the thing: I think the blockade is ultimately a net positive, in my opinion, overall. And some people may disagree with me on that. I don't really care. I don't really give a damn. I don't care what you think. Okay. Okay, give me a few moments, everybody. Sorry about that. I'm doing some things on the side real quick.
That has taken place since those negotiations and the impact on them. We have just stopped 80% of Iran's revenue sources through oil and through all of those cargo ships that are pushing through their exports. And that's what that cargo ship was all about that we just sequestered. The reality is that is a profound impact on this regime. And
oh, yeah, especially if they can't get any more resources. Or if they can't get resources out to, because they need that tanker to get out there and get more resources for wherever they need to get them. I don't know what that tanker's designation was for, but that tanker is going to be utilized in trade, I believe. They're going to load that tanker up with supplies and stuff, but they couldn't because the blockade. The blockade is brilliant, man. Small wiener gang. I will admit, though, what Froggy Frog is saying is pretty funny.
Frog says, doing my taxes this year was amazing. Y'all should work. It pays off.
I will admit, it's funny because I got like 3 streams of income. So YouTube, delivery driving occasionally, and my other stream of income is just swing trading stocks. I'm really obsessed with swing trading stocks. In fact, I want to get back into that a little bit more. Once I'm a little more secure financially. I got a lot of money right now, so I'm not like dying for money or anything like that, thank goodness. But yeah, I want to get back into talking about investing. Frog eat frog, you're killing me, bro. You're killing me. Everybody give a shout out to Frog. Eat frog.
And they can't withstand it. Let's face it, if that goes on and on for weeks or even months, this regime economically will collapse.
Oh, and by the way, speaking of collapse, or not collapsing, I should say, we're at 10,175 subscribers. Once again, we're at 10,175 subs. Don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner It does help the channel grow, so the more subscribers we get, the bigger we feel overall. I feel like I got a big, But anyway, keep going, man. Don't forget to double tap the screen to like the stream too.
And they know that. So it's not too surprising, Dana and Bill here. What are they doing? They're saying, well, we don't want to negotiate with you until you stop the blockade, because that is such a strategic blocking of their viability. This regime wants one thing: personal survival of these leaders and the regime to stay in power. And they know that economic blockade will absolutely challenge their ability to stay in power. And of course, if we have to return to combat operations and the president is threatening that, added to that, that would be quite significant as well. So regime survival is what this is about for them in these negotiations.
General, got about a minute left here. If these talks were to fall apart and these Iranian hardliners just don't allow a deal to happen, what do you think happens next? The president is obviously threatening to bomb bridges and power plants. Do you think he'll do it, and would that be a good idea?
I think it's look. If the Iranian government's not going to play ball, then you have to attack the bridges and the power plants. There's just no other way around it. That's my opinion, I don't know. I think it's fine. If the Iranian government, by the way, the Iranian government has had plenty of time to come to an agreement with us. They haven't. They haven't played by our standards. And in this instance, they must, because they do not have any cards whatsoever. And since the Iranian government has no cards and they've done a lot of unethical things, to be honest, I think the Iranian government, in a lot of ways, they kind of had this coming.
Well, the president has told us what he's going to do. This much we do know. Our capacity to conduct strikes in the region has doubled since the start of the war. The Israelis have replenished all their magazine shortages in terms of weapons and munitions. We are full-throated here, ready to respond and take down the remaining offensive weapons that they have, which are ballistic missiles and launchers, as much as we can get. Some of them we're not going to get because they're so deeply buried. And also all of their infrastructure targets that contribute to this war effort. And the president has named two: bridges and energy infrastructure. And those are legitimate targets. Anybody that thinks that that's not a legitimate war target doesn't understand history and doesn't understand.
Those are legitimate war targets, by the way. Power plants and bridges are legit war targets, because if Iran is not going to comply with our demands, then it's power plant day. It's bridge day. And to those of you who are saying it's a war crime to do that, no. What Iran has done to their own people is a war crime. This is retribution. It's retribution, bro. I think you know it. A penance will be exacted.
And the rules of the law of war. That's the reality of it. The pressure on them as a result of returning to combat operations would be quite significant and quite dramatic.
Sir, can we keep you on speed dial this week?
You betcha.
Okay. Thank you, General Keane.
General.
Honestly, though, General Jack Keane, I think Jack is his first name. Yeah, Jack Keane. General Jack Keane has been, honestly, a plethora of information. Obviously, he has the experience. He was a former general. The guy has all the experience in the world, and honestly, he's the perfect man to educate us on this. Jack Keane is the perfect man to educate us on how all this works, especially with a lot of these rules of engagement that do end up happening. So in Jack Keane we trust, dude. I love what Jack Keane is doing. Also, by the way, if you guys love General Jack Keane and think he's pretty dope, don't forget to subscribe to the channel by tapping the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. If you guys think that Donald Trump is doing the right stuff right now, if you guys think that we're going to win this war here very shortly, tap the subscribe button. If you guys think that Tim Walz is a total piece of you-know-what for going to Spain and trashing on America and Trump, tap the subscribe button if you guys think that Tim Walz is terrible for doing that.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch.
That was amazing, dude. Give me a few moments, everybody. Sorry about that. Give me a few more moments. Sorry, you guys. I'm looking for a video that we could watch together and I could react to. Ty Lord is wondering what he missed. Honestly, we've done a lot of stuff. I don't even know. I haven't really been keeping track of what we've been doing, to be honest. But the leftists are, of course, in full force. There's a lot of lefty lunatics in here coming into the chat as usual, getting very upset that I'm a Donald Trump fan. I can't help it. Look, I love Donald Trump. I think he's the greatest president we've ever had. There's a lot of leftists in the chat who are just beyond themselves that I'm into Donald Trump and think he's great. But that's just it, man. A lot of these leftist lunatics, they can't stand Trump, dude. They just can't stand him. I don't know why. I mean, Trump's doing all the right stuff, dude. Trump is a president. Honestly, he's done a lot of things right. Sure, has he done some things wrong? Yeah, absolutely. By the way, General Jack Keane just confirmed that attacking power plants and bridges is actually not a war crime, by the way. Fun fact. That's what General Jack Keane just said on a video we watched. He knows way more than you do, by the way. General Jack Keane knows far more than you do. Dude, General Jack Keane just confirmed it. It's not a war crime to attack those. By the way, how the hell is it a war crime? By the way, Iran is our enemy right now, and we need to attack their infrastructure as best as we can to weaken them. So, yeah. There's a lot of people upset. I get it. You know, be upset. It's up to you. That's really your call at the end of the day if you're upset. That's your call. That's on you. You're the one who has to look yourself in the mirror every day, you know? Okay, let's keep going, man. They took all my baby, baby, baby oil, my baby, baby, baby oil, my. The oil, it was in my mind. 'Cause I believe love is the answer. I believe love will find the way. The cost of Las Vegas in 2026. Let's take a look.
What's up, guys? We are here in Las Vegas to find out the truth. Some people say it's gotten so expensive that nobody can afford it and that it is dying. However, other people are saying that they have great deals right now that are encouraging people to come. So we're going to find out what are the real costs of food, drinks, and hotels here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I'm really curious about this. So I'm glad that Angela Rose is doing a mini documentary on this to try to figure out how expensive Vegas has gotten. I've never been to Vegas in my life, but it does look like a fun little place to like hang out for a couple days. You know what I mean? I would probably just try to get those like really good hotel deals and then just like walk around and just like check out all the cool casinos. I'd probably just be getting free drinks the whole time. That'd be fun.
Yes, let's go. Please make sure that you are subscribed. How much is this? All right, do you guys hear that? So this size of margarita frozen is going to be $28. So I feel like that's probably a lot more than what it used to be. You'll notice that it's a really skinny bottle. So it says here that they do Jello shots 2 for $6. I'm just curious how much this is.
Jello shots 2 for $6. That's not exactly bad. I mean, especially if you're going to get, here's the thing, especially if you're going to get a lot of alcohol in those Jello shots, that sounds good. I mean, look, things in Vegas are going to be priced up, and that's just to be expected. But let's take a look here. Hey, we got Tish Lay in the house. Everybody give a shout out to Tish Lay 7026. She's been one of the big fans of our channel as well. We got Ty Lord in the house, also known as Random Guy on YouTube. We got Frog Eat Frog, a total stud. We got Annie's been in the chat and everything. Dude, we got a ton of studs in the house. Ton of sexy people. I love it.
Find out how much that Snickers bar cost. You won't believe it. Wall Street Apes summarized what this guy explained happened to him at Caesar's Palace.
Never stay at this place. No. Coffee complimentary? No. I picked up the box mistakenly of K-Cups, $14.99.
He says that he already spent $200 on bare necessities. He just
$200? Jeez. You see, this is another reason I would rather just go to rather go to a local casino, like just in some random retirement town. You know what I mean? That would be the key.
Touched the coffee K-Cups, but there was a sensor that charged him $20. This actually happened to me one time as well, and he ordered egg fried rice. It was $23 with the service fee of $15. That is insane, and it's only $3.
That is wild, dude.
If you go to the lobby to get it. There was a $50 resort fee, a $12 ATM fee, and the water was expensive. There's no free water. There's no free water here. Also, there is a coffee machine right here, and it comes with this. There's nothing in here. So a couple I talked to said that they spent $174 on their hotel, and it didn't come with the refrigerator. I'm seeing a lot of posts about MGM Grand being expensive.
$52.95. $52.95 for this bowl of pasta right.
Oh, that sucks, dude. Are you kidding me? That is overly priced garbage right there. That is why would see, Vegas just looks unappealing to me, man. If it's that expensive, Vegas just sounds increasingly unappealing.
Here, and this drink right here.
She just paid $52 for $1 noodles. See, here's another post out of MGM. We're gonna have to go there. $87 for a steak.
Guys, we're having dinner here at Prime Steakhouse, Bellagio's signature restaurant, facing the front of the fountains, which is, you know, I like a good fancy place. I like a fancy restaurant. I don't mind paying for it, but I just wanted to let you know that we had a filet mignon, which is the cheapest steak we've got. And the cheapest steak here is $87. Guys, $87.
$87 for the cheapest steak? Dude, basically normal people are getting priced out of Vegas. It's basically, Vegas is a place where rich people go, you know? Like really rich. Even if you're really wealthy though, like why would you want to go to Vegas at those prices? Like I'm one of those guys that I care so much about. I think too much about the bottom line, maybe. I just could not imagine paying $87 for a fucking steak. That sounds insane. That sounds utterly insane. Oh, my goodness, man. My freaking goodness, bro. You're a pink brony, bro. By the way, we're at 10,176 subs. Once again, 10,176 subscribers. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for taking the time to subscribe. Don't forget to double tap the screen to like the stream. And also don't forget to tap that subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It makes me feel so good. If you do when you knew what I would, and you want to feel so sexy with me, me, do you want to feel sexy?
But why are they charging so much for the steak if the people who are actually slaughtering the cows are screaming about how much money they're making?
Over here they have prime ribs for $15.99. One thing I noticed everybody has been saying that is so expensive now is these photo booths. That's gonna be $10 to get your picture printed, but hey, I could just do that from my phone and print it out at Walmart for 28 cents. Along with the Snickers at MG.
Absolutely, dude. She's absolutely 100% correct. Straight up. Photo booths are also a ripoff nowadays. I think it's also because nobody uses photo booths and they're trying to make money. But honestly, Frog Eat Frog says Garza is a brony beast.
Frog Eat Frog
dude.
says Garza is a brawny beast.
I'm a brony. Brony. I'm a brony. I'm not really a brony, but if I was, I would love you too. 'Cause I'm a brony all day, all night. I'm a brony. Every day it's all tight. I'm a brony. Yo, 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 yo. I'm a brony, ho. I'm a brony, yo. I'm a brony. Macaroni. I'm the greatest brony of all time. Everybody acting like it a crime. I'm the greatest brony of all time. Why are you all so jealous of me? Is it because I'm more of a brony than you, don't you see? You're just jealous because I'm the greatest brony of all time. And you're jealous all day long in the juicy man thong. Why is everybody jealous of me? Is it because they wish they could be like me? Because I'm the greatest white rapper in the US of A. And all my homeboys, they think that I'm gay.
GM Graham, guess how much these girls charge me for a picture? Here we have some advertisements that say, come in and get a shake starting at $5.90.
Thank you, Frog Eat Frog, for helping me get to... I'm assuming that you're
Frog Eat Frog
helping
says,
me.
Garza
Thank you,
over
Frog
100
Eat Frog. I love
likes.
you, bro. Sexy man, dude. I love Frog Eat Frog, dude. Frog Eat Frog's a stud. I love this man. I love it when he comes on. I knew he was gone for about a week. You know, sometimes you got to take a vacay every once in a while. That happens. You got to get away. I want to get away. I want to fly away. I went to Tillamook over the weekend. That was very interesting. It was for a funeral, technically, but It was on my girlfriend's side of the family, and it was great to be able to at least meet her extended family for the first time, but I wanted to be there to support my girlfriend in any way I could. And I just wanted to be able to meet him. You were a day walker, my man. Frog Eat Frog was offering. Oh, it was your birthday? Oh,
Frog
shit.
Eat Frog
Everybody.
says, I was off for my birthday, so was a day walker, LOL.
Well, happy belated birthday to my boy Frog Eat Frog, everybody. Give a shout out to Frog Eat Frog. Happy birthday to Frog Eat Frog. Happy birthday. Formerly Dog Eat Dog. Happy birthday to Frog Eat Frog. Happy birthday to you. Thank you, Brony. Appreciate you. Frog Eat Frog.
Let's see what Duncan is up to in Vegas.
Well, hello. It's Vegas Police here, and this is Harris in Las Vegas, and this is Dunkin' Donuts, and a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich is $13.99. Compared to the rest of the...
$13.99, really? That's kind of cray. It's a little cray-cray.
Country where it is
$4.29. Dunkin' Donuts really is thinking that they're Starbucks now.
There's a deal here that is going on.
I mean, Dunkin' Donuts is better than Starbucks. Starbucks sucks. Like, Starbucks has nice facilities, but Starbucks as a whole, it feels pretentious when I walk in there, right? I feel like Starbucks has an aura of pretentiousness when I walk in there, right? Personally, I don't like hanging out at coffee shops. I really don't. I'm not a fan of it at all. Pisses me off to no end. Unless it's like a local coffee shop. I'll support a local coffee shop any day of the week. I refuse to support Starbucks. If we had a Dunkin' Donuts here in the Coos Bay area, I'd be really cool with that, actually. Dunkin' Donuts would be sick.
That is a pizza for $10. So any slice of pizza and a 16-ounce fountain drink for $10. So this is similar to what that one girl was saying, that you can get beer for $5 at the casino bars. This is probably a great deal to get.
I'm not going to lie. I mean, $5 for a beer, all things considered, is not as bad as you would think. Like, I'm not a big fan of paying that price for those beers, but at the same time, like, it's not like... I will say they want people to get drunk. That's why they have the beers so low in price in Vegas, because they want people to get wasted. So they'll basically gamble more. I mean, that's the oldest trick in the book. Obviously, they can't be giving out beer for free. So they still want to make people pay it, but they want to make people pay the least amount for the beer. And that's not horrible, especially for Vegas. But the reason that they have beer so cheap is because when people are drunk, they do stupid things like gamble excessively. So making the beer deliberately lower is actually in Vegas's benefit, because they're going to profit from the drunken idiot who thinks he can win the slot machines. But yeah, that's the way I see it, at least. That's my interpretation.
Get you to go into the casino and spend your life savings.
We are here in Las Vegas outside of the MGM Grand because people have been exposing this place for having some of the most ridiculously priced items. Hi, I'm just looking for like a store where I can buy water. Okay, so snacks and water are right here, guys. All right, so imagine you guys are on vacation and you forgot your hairbrush.
You have a couple options for hairbrushes. So I don't see a price tag on the hairbrush.
So I'm noticing that none of the items here have a price tag on.
And I think they do that deliberately, because if you really need something, you're just going to buy it. And when you're in Vegas, you're probably not thinking about the money that you're spending. So if there's no price tag on it, that's probably to the benefit of the store, because they kind of do that in convenience stores, I've noticed. So if you like walk into a convenience store, a lot of the times they don't have the prices of the items readily available. depending on the convenience store that you're going to. And it's deliberate because they know that you're going in there because you desperately need that item. But yeah, no, I just think that going to Vegas just feels like, unless you have a game plan to be as cheap as possible there, you might not have to spend as much money as you'd think, but still, you're going to have to fork out a pretty penny when you're in Vegas.
You'll see that there's no clue as to how much these items are going to cost us. Okay, so over here we have some type of idea of how much these snacks cost. It says buy a sandwich, soda, or water and chip and save $3. So I'm not really sure where the savings would come from. I guess if you would have bought each of those items individually, but I still don't see what the price of the item is. Let's see, again, over here, there's no prices that are mentioned for how much a Gatorade would cost or a Powerade. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab the items and I'm gonna find out how much they cost. Hi, I'm actually just curious how much these cost. That's $7. Okay, so this is $7, $15, $10. Okay, $10, and then the hairbrush. $5.54. Okay, so the Snickers was $10. She says she thought it was going to be $15. Maybe it's some of the other versions of Snickers are a bit more expensive, and then the tiny dollar store hairbrush was $5. So I really appreciated her.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. This is wild, bro. Yeah, exactly. You know, at $3.75 for a 32-ounce Modelo is a good deal, dude. That's a great deal. I forgot how cheap they could be at the certain convenience stores, man.
Chris Rule 99 says, Garza, since you replaced me, I'm taking Annie with me. Annie, let's go. He replaced me. Let go to another live stream.
I replaced Chris Rule? Wait, what? I didn't replace Uncle Chris. What are you talking about, bro? Did I replace Uncle Chris, everybody? I don't know if I did. I don't think I did. Did I replace Uncle Chris? Maybe. We all love Uncle Chris on this channel, though. Chris Rule, everybody. Sorry, bro. I just haven't been paying attention to the chat as much as I probably should. Chris Rule, baby. Uncle Chris, baby. Woo.
For giving me the prices on that. Most people are not going to want to ask the prices before they buy things, so they just...
Chris Rule 99 says, yes, you did with Frog.
Laugh out loud. Did you rinse out your sink?
Thank you, Yay Area 7, for the $2 super chat. I really appreciate it. Now, Yay Area 7 is asking, did I rinse out my sink? So, actually, I did end up rinsing out my sink, and I'll tell you why. Because it was starting to stink a little bit, and not from what you think, from food mainly. But yeah, no, I didn't. By the way, Chris Rule, I never replaced you. Frog Eat Frog I have been simping out to Frog Eat Frog for a long time, man. I have been simping out to my boy. I love Frog Eat Frog, man. I've always been simping to the frog, dude. I'm always simping to Frog Eat Frog, dude. I love him. But yeah, I ended up... No, there's no piss. Stop. There's no piss in the sink. Jeez. No, the only thing that's in the sink, by the way, is just food waste. You know, I mean, I actually have a strainer. I have actually a sink strainer in there, so it does help a lot. But sometimes it does end up stinking a little bit. So sometimes you have to like put an excess amount of soap in there, and then just rinse it all out with really, really hot water, and then the sink, then the pipes get all deodorized again. So it's kind of nice. So that's helpful. But yeah, thank you so much, Yay Area 7. I appreciate you, Brony.
Yayara 7 says, LMAO.
Everybody wondering if I'm rinsing out my sink.
Just come knowing that they're going to be spending a lot of money.
So some people have been saying that people are no longer traveling to Vegas because of how expensive it is. I believe
Yeah, and who would? I mean, like, honestly, when something is way too expensive, it's just not worth it sometimes.
thing is that you can usually get really cheap flights into Vegas, especially with Frontier, and you don't really need to buy a ticket to a concert because there's so much entertainment just walking around.
Yeah, if you're walking around the strip, you can get, from what I've heard, you can get lots of entertainment. Straight up.
These casinos and walking around the place where we were with the lights, and it's really pretty. And then I don't drink alcohol, but you know, people can buy it from the stores for a lot cheaper and then bring that into the town. So you could do Vegas really expensive, but you could also do it cheap. So I believe that there still are options. You don't have to stay at MGM Grand, and you don't have to buy a $13 bagel sandwich.
Yeah, you can honestly bring food with you. There's probably several ways to be cheap in Vegas. I just think a lot of these people are not resourceful enough. That is one thing. I've always found if you need to be cheap, you could be cheap. You just have to be you just have to be willing to look like a brokey. And that's okay. Sometimes it's better. Sometimes it's better to look like a brokey, bro.
Okay, I'm in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand, and people wonder why people aren't coming to Vegas. Guess how much these candy bars are.
I guess that I would guess $5, just trying to be absurd.
$13 a piece.
$13 a piece per Snicker bar. That's insane.
I remember buying Snicker bars for $1 from vending machines, and then it was like $1.50, $1.75. But when did it go to $13?
Well, everything in Vegas is super expensive, man.
MGM Grand has another little airport-looking shop, and this one also doesn't have the price tag on it. Let's go ahead and ask about the Snickers again, shall we? I'm just curious how much this is. Oh, this one's $13.
$13, dude.
You heard it here, guys. $13 for a Snickers. I'll put that back. So the guy that exposed how much those Snicker bars cost actually had to ask them first before even letting us know what the price was. That's so funny because even they know it would be so ridiculous to put a price tag of $15 there. I imagine that
Yeah, because nobody would end up buying it.
a lot of people don't even think about it. They just get to the counter and tap their card without even...
And that's exactly it. And that's why they don't put the price tags on there, because so many people who are bad with money never look at the price tags. And if they do see a price tag that's absurd, they wouldn't buy it. But because they see a Snickers and they're like, I want a Snickers, that typically ends up being the mentality that they have. Unfortunately. Thank you guys for tapping the subscribe button, though. We just got an influx of subscribers. I'm loving it. More subscribers we get, the better. It does help the channel grow in more ways than one.
Nightbot says, tap the subscribe button in the right-hand corner of your screen.
Give me a moment. Okay, let's keep going, man.
been looking and maybe never even realizing that they just paid $13 for a Snickers. How much do you think a Snickers bar should cost?
King size or regular?
Just regular.
$1.
A buck? Yeah. You know, here they're charging $13 for
13? No, it is.
This is what happens when people want $50 for minimum wage. This woman also got scammed. She says that she will be drinking from the sink because, you know, again, she grabbed one of those things that has a sensor on it.
I'm staying at a hotel in Vegas and I checked in and I'm like, you know what? I could really go for a water. So there's these little waters right here. So out of curiosity, before I drink one, I'm like, how expensive is this water gonna be? So I scanned the little QR code, $18.
Okay.
$18 for a bottle of water? Yeah, just drink out of the sink. You might as well just bring a water filter with you. Bring a water filter with you. Pour the, just drink out of the tap, man, and just use your own water filter. That's another thing. If you want to stay hydrated during a Vegas trip, bring a water filter, bro. That's crazy. That's like utterly insane, man.
Okay, that's just cruel. That's mean. They're doing that because they don't think people are going to check. That's really mean.
Behind me right there, it says that they have $3 beers that are available all day long.
$3 beers available all day long? That's a great deal. See, I'll just go hang out over there if I go to Vegas. Is that a Hooters? You just hang out at the Hooters. You get a beer all day long, $3. $3 beer. That sounds great. ET. Hold on.
ETRN7CH says, don't let Garza near the sink.
No, let me near it. I want to go. Hey, Kevin Carr 6852, thank you so much for sending a GLHF. I appreciate it. Everybody give a shout out to my boy Kevin Carr 6852 for sending a GLHF for 10 joules. Thank you, my brony bro. Gifts are always appreciated on this channel. I love it, dude. Hey, everybody, if you guys want to be like Kevin Carr, man, send us a gift, man. Send us a GLHF for 10 joules, man. If you guys want to be studs, if you guys want to be stud muffins, hell yeah. Heck yeah, bro. I love it.
And I noticed that Las Vegas does seem like a very old town, and I believe that by having built the Sphere, and it also looks like they are building a new Hard Rock hotel here, that they are attracting the younger generation as well.
So some people have been hearing about this information and they're like, we're not going to Vegas anymore. And is that why Vegas is now doing all-inclusive resorts?
Las Vegas hotels are rolling out all-inclusive packages in an effort to get tourism numbers up. And so far, it looks like the deals range from amazing to pretty terrible. I'll show you 3 in under 3 minutes, and you tell me which one you think is a good deal. The first one I've already talked about. It's the MGM Resorts all-inclusive package.
Okay, what is up with the echo? Did you notice it sounds like she's talking double? Like in this video that Angela Rose is reacting to, it sounds like this person is talking double. I don't know. It sounds like there's a lot of reverb or something.
It's $330 for 2 people for 2 nights at Luxor or Excalibur.
The trick is that it doesn't include the Snickers bar. So one upfront price covers your room, meals, show tickets, attraction passes, resort fees, and parking. That's over $400 in savings. So prices don't include tips, which is important because you're still going to be paying a tip for however much the meal would have cost. Requires a 2.
Wow, okay, a $330 package that totals out for 2 whole nights? That's actually not necessarily too bad. And look, if Vegas is desperate to have people come, yeah, they're going to want to give out these great packages. And honestly, $330 for 2 total nights, and you get, let's see, one upfront price covers your room, the meals themselves. Now, obviously, the meals, you're going to have to tip, like she said. Show tickets, attraction passes, resort fees, and parking. That's over $400 in savings. That's not bad. And let Vegas do the rest. Wow. Valid for 2 guests. Requires a 2-night stay. Price terms. Subject to terms. Okay. That's not bad. I mean, those are some good deals.
2-night stay. So that's more money spent on Snicker bars and extra things like water. This sounds like a really good deal. It kind of sounds like fun to be able to stay in the country and still have all of your expenses, you would hope, taken care of. But it seems like a lot of these casinos do these things to get you to come in, and that's when they got you. A big thrill is included.
They're trying to get you hooked, man. They're trying to get you hooked.
And if you bring the kids, children at 10 and under eat free at buffets. That's pretty cool, but I don't know if there's much incentive to bring your kid to Vegas.
Here, I have to say that today is a Wednesday. It's around 1 o'clock in the morning, and it's
Usually go to Vegas to get away from your family.
actually pretty happening here on Fremont Street. So there's that. You would never believe that it is about 2 o'clock in the morning here in Vegas because they control the weather. They control the sky, the clouds. So at this place, you can have a prime rib dinner. So there's Vegas because they control the weather. They control the sky, the clouds. So at this place, you can have a prime rib dinner for about $30. And we can see what other things they have on this menu. You can get Mexican street corn for $10. Barbecue pulled.
That's not bad. Okay, so you get $11.90. Okay, so you get to adding quesos $11.99. Okay. All things considered, I mean, the prices aren't the worst, but they're not the best.
For $15. Everybody talks about how expensive Vegas is, and I'm going to show you probably the most expensive part.
Well,
ETRN7CH
oh God,
says,
I'm getting groomed by ET.
Garza, you want me to take you to Vegas?
Damn it, ET.
ETRN7CH says, I get comp rooms Flamingo.
At the Flamingo? Okay, well, I love you, ET. You're the man, but I'm not like super interested in going to Vegas. I appreciate the offer, though. It just seems too expensive and unnecessary.
Part of Vegas is these machines right here. So we're here with that's not confidential. Yeah. And so you guys basically just take pictures of people, or like what do you do for a living?
Wait, so she's new. Let me stop. It's just based on, it's just tips and like put a picture and tips because Vegas is about tipping at the end of the day.
So I approached these girls and asked them if they would be in my YouTube video, and she said yes. And as we were talking, she was explaining that I could tip her for this. And so after I finished talking to them for no more than a few seconds, she handed me her phone and I filled it out to pay her $5. And she was like, how about we double that? And I was like, no, it's okay. And she's like, okay, well, this is just for one girl. And she's like, okay, never mind. It's okay. You only took a picture with one of us. And then after I completed that, it asked me if I wanted to add a tip on what I had just tipped her. So I would have been tipped.
A tip on top of a tip? So this is crazy. So it's asking to tip on top of the tip. Is like, here, are you going to tip the tip? The tip did all the hard work. Oh my God. Yeah, Vegas is insane. It sounds like it's sad because it's even Vegas has turned into clown world. Everything appears to be turning into clown world, and it's just sad. It's just sad, man.
ETRN7CH says, get in. ETRN7CH says, it was more of a demand than a request.
I love it, dude. I love it.
Randompian at 1708 says, ET.
ET is just trying to get me. He's just trying to get me in his windowless van. I'm assuming that ET's got a windowless white van he's trying to get me in.
Tipping off of a tip that I gave.
Anywhere from like 100 to 400.
Wow.
I have to get this guy in college. I haven't seen him in a long
It's been like 20 minutes.
I live in LA now. I haven't seen him in months.
Oh, okay.
Do you know him?
No.
Yet another post from MGM Grand talking about the expensive pizza. Meanwhile, we saw $10 pizza deals on the street.
$47 for a whole pizza?
That is ridiculous.
That is pretty insane, actually.
For just cheese. Wow.
Freaking
There better
wild,
be a whole show that comes with this pizza. Would you be so kind to subscribe to my channel? I'll see you soon. Bye.
No, she's pretty cool, man. Angela Rose is good. She knows her shit. Good job. Hell yeah, dude. Hell of a job, bro. Well, Angela Rose makes some pretty good videos, man. I think she's honestly pretty studly. She's a stud, man. It's definitely raining quite a bit here in Oregon. Give me just another moment, you guys. Sorry about that. Hey, we're at 10,117 subs, everybody. 10,117 subscribers. I do want to thank each and every one of you guys for being so cool, for being so incredible. Appreciate it big time, man. I mean, let's keep going, man. We're not ending the stream anytime soon. I just need to get my bussy. Need to get my bussy going, man. Oh, yeah. Nah, but thank you guys. You guys are amazing. Amazing. So Gutfeld is asking, is this treason? Is what Tim Walz did in Spain treason? Let's take a look. Let's take a listen. Tim Walz. Tim freaking Walz, man. Yeah. Tim Walz.
He still has no balls or a brain. So let's hear Tim Walz in Spain.
Hey.
Our video of the day
Leave
comes to us
Tim
from
Walz
Spain,
out
where
of this,
Tim Walz
Greg
directed
Gutfeld.
his
That's
fury at
rude.
Donald Trump over Iran. How might many of us know you?
Many of you might know me as the guy who isn't currently the Vice President of the United States.
Correct.
And all I have to say about that.
Well, I know you as basically the worst governor of all time because of all the things that you allowed, all the fraud that you allowed in Minnesota. Just saying.
I'm very sorry about that. We've got a feeble-minded, trigger-happy president who...
Dude, you're feeble-minded. Are you kidding me? Tim Walz, you're the most feeble-minded man I've ever witnessed in my life. Nobody likes you, Tim Walz. Nobody. I mean, I guess deep down, if I'm really being honest, I'm kind of enamored with Tim Walz. I think he is so cute. Tim Walz is the hottest man in the world. So hot. So sexy. Tim Walz, man. You're so treasonous.
Plunged us into a war where no threat was present, with no clear objectives and no exit plan. Give up and...
First off, there are clear objectives. The objective was to basically make sure that Iran has no uranium, so that way they can't enrich any more of it to make a nuclear weapon. The other one was to get rid of the asshole Ayatollah, who is killing his own citizens, by the way. Let that sink in. Third, Iran has been the #1 state sponsor of terror for a very long time. Trump had every reason to take action against the Iranian government. And for the Democrats to basically go against Trump for doing the right thing just shows that the Democrats don't give two Fs about America. And I don't think they do. I really don't.
Condemn that monstrosity that sets in our White House. Keep the pressure on. Keep calling it out. Keep standing up to it. Keep naming it.
Oh, yeah, call it out. Yeah, we're going to call out the fraud that you allowed in Minnesota, Tim Walz. I'm going to keep calling you out on it. Nick Shirley's going to keep calling you out on it. Nick Shirley's also going to keep calling out California for allowing all the bullshit that they've allowed too. Sorry, Tim Walz. We're not buying it. We don't trust Tim Walz. We don't trust you, Tim.
But no, there are more good people that stand on the right side of history.
All right. Wow. I honestly haven't seen Tim get that mad since they canceled the Gilmore Girls. He's pathetic. You know, you didn't just lose the vice presidency. Your state got conquered by Somali pirates. If you ever hold another position,
actually, it's very true. By the way, dude, Tim Walz has zero room to talk about anything. And you know what? Honestly, Tim Walz is a pure play embarrassment to the entire Democrat Party. The Democrat Party should be embarrassed that Tim Walz is at the forefront of anything. It's sad. You have Kamala Harris, incompetent and terrible and awful and just insufferable. Kamala Harris has to be the most unlikable candidate of all time. She really is. She is the most unlikable candidate ever. Kamala is Skamala. Oh, dude, Tylord, you're getting a puppy tomorrow. Hell yeah, dude. I'm excited, bro. Get that puppy.
of power, may it be managing a Quiznos in Burundi. All right, Joey. This treason.
No. Listen, it's not treason, but I'll tell you this. At least he's consistent on an issue because, I mean, nobody has run away from a Middle East war like Tim Walz. I mean, that 6 foot.
Oh, dude, sick burn. That is a crazy burn on Tim Walz, though, man. That's a crazy one.
Oh, I didn't know you could stack that high. I mean, that piece of coward literally ran from going to war when he was the leader of his unit, the top-ranking enlisted man in his unit, and he bolted.
Yeah.
Left the entire unit to go, I think it was Iraq by themselves. Without
no tampons in the barracks, I heard.
The good thing is... The good thing is, whatever the casualty rate was, I'm sure it was much better than had he been in charge. I mean, that man could get people killed walking across the street to school. I mean, you can't, that's not a leader there.
Yeah.
He reminds me of the Cowardly Lion from Wizard of Oz.
Mm-hmm. You know? But with no redemption. You know.
That's a good one with no redemption. I like that. Gutfeld's a stud, dude, by the way. Gutfeld is a stud, and Tim Walz is a chud.
Kat, you know what I loved about this is that he knew that nobody knew him. He goes.
Asking 5360 says, congrats on hitting 10K subscribers. Keep going.
Hey, thank you, Ace King 5360. I appreciate that. Yeah, we've really worked hard on this channel. Done a lot of live streams, a lot of short videos. I mean, I've made a lot of efforts to make this show a higher quality show. I've done as many things as I can to keep the show on the straight and narrow, at least. You know what I mean? We're trying. We're trying to push it to the limit. Walk along the razor's edge. Don't look down, just keep your head or you'll be finished. But thank you guys. I appreciate all the support and all the love. You guys keep the show going. You keep the show flowing. You guys make me feel pretty steamy and hot. I want to thank you guys.
You probably don't. You might not know this, but I'm the guy who said it's like he had to go someplace where people didn't know what a up he is.
Yeah, I mean, he was like, hey, I'm going to go to Spain so that way, because anywhere he goes in America, obviously Americans are fed up with him. Americans are fed up with Tim Walz. So Tim Walz was like, oh, I'm going to go to Spain because they all think that I'm a Democrat hero. And honestly, Spain is They're a wannabe socialist country, it feels like. That's what Spain feels like. And of course, socialists love Tim Walz because socialists love incompetent people, because they don't know what competence actually looks like. That's the point.
In order to be taken seriously.
I would say good for him for getting gigs.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, like I don't.
Got to get all the gigs you can if you're Tim Walz, man. Got to get all the gigs you can if you're Tim Walz, brother. Absolutely. Tim Walz got to do what he's got to do, man. You guys, don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It does help the channel grow. Once again, don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. We're trying to get to, we're actually trying to get to 10,200 subscribers. We're currently sitting at 10,177 subs. Once again, we're at 10,177. So if you guys can, man, subscribe to the channel. Tap that subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. Really does help a lot. Let's keep going, dude. Let's keep going. Let's keep flowing.
I don't know how much longer he's going to be getting gigs. Like, I mean, like, obviously, governor thing not going very well. The VP thing didn't go very well, but he still has some recognition, I suppose, from that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Other than that, I mean, I don't think, I mean, obviously, involvement in the Middle East is always very complicated. Getting out is always very complicated. I know President Trump, I'm sure, would like to be getting out, because we're on week 7 right now, but it's always, you know, there's always a lot of externalities that come with getting involved over there.
Mm-hmm. Piers, you know.
Oh, he's got Piers Morgan on here.
I understand.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. He's got the Piers Morgan. Let's take a listen to this video real quick. Here we go.
And the Dems are an opposition party, but when you're the loyal opposition, you still have some kind of responsibility not to go to other countries and trash your own.
I think it is kind of treacherous. You know, I was thinking if a British senior politician went over to a foreign country in America and started dumping all over the country or the leader of our country, I wouldn't like that.
Prince Harry.
Yeah.
Meghan Markle.
Yeah, treacherous little weasel like him.
Yeah.
Don't get me going. Don't get me going.
Oh, this again.
No, the thing about him is he's what we call in England a wet flannel.
Yes.
Right? There's nothing worse than a wet flannel, right? Flannel should be dry, you know, curing the wet problem.
Flannel is what we would say is rag.
Yes.
Thank you.
He's a wet flannel. He's uninspiring. He's insipid. He's boring. He's unmemorable. He's the kind of guy, no one knows his name. If he comes to England, no one knows who this guy is. And his only sales pitch is, I'm that loser. Do you remember?
I think he might.
Piers Morgan's spot on, man. I mean, Tim Walz can go anywhere outside of the U.S., and basically nobody knows his name. They think that this guy is a savior. He's not. Tim Walz is a grade A loser. Now, granted, he has accomplished things in his life, and I'm not poo-pooing his accomplishments. What I am poo-pooing is the lies. I think the lies of the man promotes. That's what I'm poo-pooing. I think the fact that I think he's on the wrong side of history. You know, if you're against what the U.S. is doing to Iran, I think you're on the wrong side of history. There's every reason to get rid of the Iranian regime. Every reason. Every. I think most people, if most people really took a deep look inside of themselves, they would know I'm right. They would know I'm right. Straight up. But they can't. They won't. It's going to be nice and sunny on Thursday, though. So I'm going to spend a lot of time streaming with you guys. Until then. You're saying I don't know anything about Iran? I know enough. I know that Iran's not exactly a good... look, their government's shitty. You're saying I know nothing about Iran. So are you the expert in Iran? So let me get this straight. So you support them killing their own citizens. You support the Iranian government basically executing their own citizens for basically protesting against it. And you support them enriching uranium to near weapons grade level. You support them for also sponsoring terrorism and being the number one sponsor of state terrorism. Why do you... No, first off, the government in the U.S., by the way, is not a terrorist organization. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. I don't know. I think I'm right, ultimately. And Fresry is just a total... I don't know. He's like... I have no idea what Fresry's all about. But if you can, though, don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It does help the channel grow in a lot of ways. So once again, please do not forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. We're trying to grow the channel as much as possible. We are a smaller channel. We're at 10,177 subs. Once again, we're sitting at 10,177 subscribers, so every subscriber counts. Every subscriber matters. We do want to get to 20,000 subscribers as quickly as we can. So like I said, every single person who subscribes really, really, really matters. So to everybody who takes the time to subscribe, I really appreciate you guys more than you know. Like I said, we're a smaller channel, but we're trying to get bigger. We're trying to get to that David Pac-Man level. David Pac-Man sucks, by the way. I hate that guy. He's terrible. But yeah, no, overall, we're trying to get a little bit better, a little bit sexier. And yeah, Tim Walz is one. By the way, I'm glad that we don't have Tim Walz as our vice president. I'm super glad we don't have Kamala Harris as our president. I think it would have been a disaster from the start, from the get-go. I think it just would have been awful. And I'm really happy. Really happy we ended up getting Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, honestly. J.D. Vance is the man, by the way. Like I always say, I'd rather have Vance in my pants than Walz in my balls, bro. No, I don't promote lies. How the hell do I promote lies? So if you're saying that I'm a liar, then that means I'm a truth teller. Because only a liar would accuse me of lying. And I repeat, only a liar would say that I'm lying. Think about that. If I'm telling you the truth and you say that I'm lying, does that not make you the liar? Let's think about this logically for a few moments. If I am telling the truth, and you're upset that I'm telling the truth, and then because you're upset, you then call me a liar for telling the truth, that makes you the liar, not me. So, boom. You're not the only person with a degree in logic. Yeah, I'm sick of this. Yeah, here's the thing, though. Iran is a terrorist country. Iran is absolutely a terrorist country. Sorry. Let me take that back. Let me rephrase that. Iran's government is a terrorist organization. I repeat, Iran's government is a terrorist organization because they have sponsored terrorism for a very long time. So I say to hell with Iran. I say if Trump needs to obliterate Iran, at least their power plants and their bridges, do what you got to do, Trump. I mean, do what you got to do. If you need to do that, that's your call. And by the way, General Jack Keane confirmed earlier on a Fox News thing that people don't understand that attacking power plants and bridges in times of war is completely necessary.
Be on the flannel.
That was a long way for that one.
I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to say that, and I still think it was worth it, despite your groans. So, Jeff, are you fascist curious?
No, but I hate that he said it. I listened to this whole thing, and
that is it's really cringy that Tim Walz said, "Oh, but Trump's probably fascist curious." That is so gay. So gay. Trump's the man. Tim Walz is the cringiest guy. Like, if there was an award for who is the cringiest guy of all time, Tim Walz would get that award hands down. Tim Walz would get the cringiest man alive award if that award actually exists. Oh, man. So cray-cray, dude. Give me just a moment, though. Cause I'm gonna come, yum, yum, yum. Oh my God, OMG.
He's what I would call as a wet rag. No, the whole thing was cowardly. Like you said, it's like to just go over there and make it seem like we all don't like Donald Trump here. And he was trying to make it sound like...
Yeah, a lot of people in America actually do like Donald Trump, by the way. You know, we voted for him. Not only did he win the Electoral College, he actually won the popular vote. Because the Democrats here in Oregon are becoming less popular in Oregon too, but the Democrat Party in the United States is becoming less and less popular overall. We're done with woke. We're so sick of woke. Like, people don't like the woke crap. Like, they're so infuriated by it. They think it's so stupid. And I can't say I blame them. I mean, woke crap really is frustrating, man. But no, Trump's the GOAT, dude. I think that Trump's one of the best presidents we've ever had. And to those of you who think that he isn't, that's on you at the end of the day. I mean, you guys could think about whatever you want. You guys could think whatever you want on this one. But no, Trump's great. Trump's fantastic. And like I said, he did win the popular vote. He won the Electoral College. Basically, the people have spoken. Trump's the man. Also, don't bring up polls. Can I tell you guys why polls are often inaccurate, especially during the election? By the way, there were polls that said Kamala Harris was going to win. The only people who take polls, by the way, get this, the only people who actually take polls are actually really, really bored leftists that don't have anything going on in their lives. Most right-wing people, most right-leaning people like myself, we don't take polls because, one, we think pollsters are stupid. Two, we have plenty of things going on in our life that don't always revolve around politics. The left constantly has nothing going on in their life, so they have time to answer these pollster questions. So that's why all the pollster questions tend to lean towards people like, towards people being more leftist in their answers. Because chances are that most right-wing people don't answer polls and only left-leaning people do. That's why all the polls tend to be wrong majority of the time. This is something that people don't talk about. Only leftists primarily do the polls. You know what I mean? So it's like, and this is why those polls are often wrong, especially during the election. Trump versus Hillary, they were off. Trump versus Kamala, they were off. But yeah, no, once Trump ends this war, which is going to be very, very soon, by the way, this war is basically done and over with, whether people want to admit this or not. The war is pretty much done and over with. If you guys can, though, if you guys think that Trump has won the Iran war, make sure that you tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner if you guys think that Trump has officially won this war. I mean, I think he has, but if you guys think that Trump has won the war ultimately, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, man. Let's go, bro.
Don't hold us. We all hate him. It's like, no, maybe in your dumb little state you do, but we not.
Yeah, of course, Californians and Oregonians that are in the bigger cities hate Trump. But that's about it. Everybody else around America loves Trump. I wouldn't say everybody. That's a bit of a fabrication. But there's a lot of people that love Trump. There's a lot of people who think that Trump's the man. I do. I think that Trump's the GOAT. If you guys think that Trump is the greatest president of all time, tap the subscribe button. If you guys are tired of Tim Walz going to places like Spain and trashing on America, tap the subscribe button, man. Tap that subscribe button because we're tired of Tim Walz. We're tired of that dude. We're sick and tired of him being I just so tired of seeing Tim Walz in general. Tim Walz is the last person I want to see. He is the last person I want to see at all. He is such a chud. And, yeah. I think you guys know that I'm right on this one, man. I think a lot of people are aware that I'm correct on this. More than they care to admit. Sorry, it's not easy being correct. Oh, it is easy to be correct. Sorry about that. My bad. Sorry, I'm right. Tim Walz sucks. Donald Trump is the man. Tim Walz is terrible. Enough said. Tim Walz is hugely incompetent. And yeah, he does remind me of the Cowardly Lion. Absolutely.
Not everyone does, and this is a complex situation. And it was all guys just like, he's peaceful.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're not. You're a crook and a thief. And also, I just think that I think it's fascinating that he is allowed to do that. Like she said, at least he's getting gigs. He'll be doing stand-up comedy in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Watch.
And I in general hate this idea that just because you are in a certain political camp, that means you're a good or a bad person, that your views on this war or any political issue decide what kind of person you are. That's just not true.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
All right.
No, I honestly, this Iran war has made me embrace Trump even more. It made me realize that Trump honestly cares about the Iranian people more than the actual Iranian government cares about the Iranian people. Because the Iranian people were actually ordering their people to stand in front of those power plants. Isn't that crazy? Ordering them. Unbelievable. Iran's government doesn't give two shits about their citizens. They just don't. And I think you guys are aware of this. I think you guys are. Yeah, we all know. We all know that Trump is superior here. Tim Walz lost. Tim Walz lost, bro. And Tim Walz not only lost, he is a lost soul. The only place where he's really welcomed, it feels like, is other countries that don't know who he is and what he's all about. Tim Walz is a complete embarrassment to America. Straight up. You guys could say that, oh, Trump is a complete embarrassment to America. No, Tim Walz is a complete embarrassment to America. Nick Shirley, a virgin Mormon YouTuber, basically ended Tim Walz's career. He ended Tim Walz's career. He totally did. Small Wiener Gang. Oh, it looks like we got a new subscriber. Everybody give Ryan a shout out. Thank you, Ryan, for subscribing to the channel. Everybody, let's give a round of applause to Ryan for subscribing to the Michael Garza Show. Small Wiener Gang. Thank you so much for subscribing, man. I appreciate it. Watching the candle flicker out in the evening glow. I can't let go. When will the night be over? I didn't mean to fall in love with you. And baby, there's a name for what you put me through. It isn't love, it's robbery. I'm sleeping with the ghost of you and me. The ghost of you and me. When will it set me free? I hear the voices call, following footsteps down the hall. All right, you guys, we're at 10,181 subs. Once again, we're at 10,181 subscribers. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for subscribing to the channel, though. It really does help the channel out a lot. And let's keep kicking butt, dude. Let's keep rocking it. 10,181 subscribers, man. I couldn't have done it without you guys. You guys are clearly one of the big reasons that this channel has gotten so big. And yeah, I took a bet. I placed a bet on myself, and what I mean by bet is I basically invested in myself at the end of the day. I made a real investment in myself and in this channel. And is it a bit of a risk? Yeah, absolutely. But it's worth it in my mind. I really do enjoy doing this type of media where I react to stuff, and I like grinding a little bit. You know, I like the grind. I like the grind of doing this. This is just so much fun.
I don't think anybody was saying
that. But he
that.
might as well. No, he kind of. No, he was. Was he not saying that?
Oh, I couldn't get. I was more like.
He was saying, there's still like a lot of us are on the. Some people think this.
Yeah.
A lot of us on the good side. I think there's good people who
He made
voted
Trump
for
sound like a
both
dictator
people.
too. He
Would
would
you say there were
like,
good people on both sides? I mean, I would, right?
All right, enough of that crap. You're right. I was focusing on like the fact that he shouldn't be there, but
yeah.
He's got to take all the gigs he can now.
Yeah.
In 2 years, truly, no one will know who he is.
Tim Walz is desperate, man. Tim Walz is desperate for the gigs, and I can't say I blame him. He is one of the most unpopular candidates of all time. Just wild, man. Tim frickin' Walz, brother. Hey, we're now at 10,182 subscribers. Once again, we're at 10,182 subs. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for taking the time to subscribe. I am going to be recording some a members-only video tonight on the channel, and the reason I'm doing that is because I'm trying to attract more channel members, and I figure if I do a little more exclusive content, a lot of the subscribers will see that, and they'll, potentially want to become a channel member for 99 cents per month. We'll see. But yeah, no, I'm excited though. I want to try my best to. I want to see how many members I could get to this channel, right? If I could get 1,000 members on this channel, that helps a lot. So even people just joining in for 99 cents a month is a big deal, but we'll see, man. We'll see what we could do. I mean, we got the lowest costing membership out there. And that's intentional. We don't like to take too much from people's wallets or anything. We like to, give quality, we like to give a quality show, but we don't like to, I want to give you more value than I take. I want to give you more value than I take. So the goal really is to educate people on investing is kind of what the members-only videos are going to be. Considering that all I do is seem to react to political content on my live streams, sometimes I do talk about actual investing principles on the show, but not as much as I'd like. So I feel if I do membership-only videos where I talk about investing, like my swing trading stuff, I still want to do long-form videos that are not member-only stuff, but I think I'm going to stick to a lot of short videos. Short videos that are public, that everybody could see. But we'll see what happens. I just, honestly, I just appreciate everybody, man. But yeah, I can't believe we're at 10,182 subs, man. We're kicking butt. If you guys can, don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. Once again, do not forget to tap the subscribe button. It really does help the channel grow. And just like Frog Eat Frog says, man, do you want to join the Small Wiener Gang?
Says,
Yeah,
Small
Wiener
Wiener Gang.
Small Wiener Gang, man. I love it, bro. That's what we're all about, dude. Everybody's jealous about the small wieners. But yeah, every single video that we've been doing, man, we've been getting tons and tons of viewers every live stream that we've been doing. So I think ultimately it's been worth it. And yeah, I'm digging it, man. The ghost of you and me. When will it set me free? Well, I may actually end up calling it quits for the night. I need to actually record some short videos, too. That's another thing. So I've been doing a lot of YouTube shorts at night. and just uploading them. I'm trying to do them at night at least before I go to bed. And yeah, it's fun, man. But no, thank you guys for supporting the channel, though, the way you guys do. We've just been getting more and more subscribers every day, and for that, I want to thank you guys. I mean, we're a smaller channel still by all technicalities, but, you know, every single subscriber brings us closer and closer to a lot of our major goals that we're trying to accomplish. And, you know, really getting as many subscribers on a day-to-day basis is a big goal to us, because it just means, you know, we got more people who want to view us. And if you really do want to continue to view this channel and, you know, keep up with all the different updates, you know, we appreciate it, man. We appreciate it big time. J-Lad Cable says Harris had no chance. That's why she didn't run before the primary. Yes. So it's funny that you bring that up, because I think we all know that nobody was actually going to vote for Harris. I think we know that. I just don't know why anybody would vote for Kamala. All right, okay. I really am kind of done doing the live streaming for the night, but I do want to thank you guys. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to add. I mean, I guess I could ask I want to ask one more question. How do you think this ends? How do you guys think that this ends with the Iran war? I think it's going to end with power plants and bridges being destroyed. I really do. I really, really do, man. I believe it. Anyway, you can't reason with the Democrats, it feels like, though. That's the one thing I've noticed, is it just feels like the Democrats get crazier and crazier with time. You know, they get a little too crazy with the power. Obviously, I don't trust the Democrat Party whatsoever. Yeah, I don't care if you guys are political in the chat, by the way. Yeah, Tylord's asking, like, who said don't be political?
1708 says, who said don't be political?
Yeah, I constantly tell people to be political in the chat. That's the one. The random guy's talking about Matthew. Let's see, Matthew's saying...
Matthew Reese 69 says, don't be political in chat. What would anyone vote for anyone other than Trump?
No, you could, by the way, you could be as political as you want in this chat. Just don't spam. That's all I ever ask. In fact, I constantly let people say, I honestly constantly encourage people to say whatever the hell they want. Even if it has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. If you guys want to bring up a conversation in chat while I'm talking, you go for it, man. Like, I never want to hinder people's ability to speak. I want people to speak as freely as possible without any constraints. That's one of the reasons why I have one of the most open chats on YouTube. I let people speak. I don't like to censor people. I do not believe in censoring until people start getting spammy. Like, Fresry kind of gets a little spammy sometimes, but not to the extent that I feel is ban-worthy. This is one of the reasons I don't have any moderators, by the way, because I don't want moderators to feel like they have an obligation to ban people, you know? If I need to ban somebody, I'll ban them. I'll do it. I'll absolutely do it. Oftentimes, I don't really want to, but sometimes I have to. And don't worry, Fresry, I'm not going to ban you or anything like that. I'm not. But I do think that Donald Trump's the man. I'm just going to say that right now. I do think that Donald Trump is the man. That's all, man. That's all she wrote. Okay, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to end the stream in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a good night, everybody. Love you guys. Yeah, I just keep it to no mods. You know that. I don't know why YouTube blocks anything. It's so fucking frustrating. Even if you were to be a mod, I'm still sure that the automated systems in YouTube would still be stupid. They usually are. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Love you guys. Ty Lord, Annie. So we got Ty Lord, Annie. We got Frog Eat Frog, total stud, by the way. Love you, Frog Eat Frog. No, I want to thank everybody for coming in and having a good time. Tish Lee, I want to thank you for coming in as well. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a bit. But it's good to see Frog Eat Frog, like I said again. We got my boy Ty Lord Stud. I know Nate Dogg was on earlier. Nate Dogg's usually in bed at this time, though, so which is understandable because he has to get up at an earlier time for work and stuff like that, so I totally get that. But anyway, no, Frog Eat Frog, Stexy Stud. I love you guys. All right, I'm going to end the stream right about now.